Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live stream. It shall be a good time. Very excited about this. And I am done with this French accent. It was just the music. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a Tuesday stream. What's going on there? Well, things have happened. It's been a very eventful day, and I won't tell you all of it. I will tell you some of it, though. But not yet. Because as per usual, with live streams, the first 10 minutes is just set aside for people to gather in, settle down. I'll go over the rest of the disclaimers. So, first 10 minutes, bunch of nonsense, me rambling, saying hi to people. That will continue through the entire stream, but hopefully in a more restricted, contained way. If you're watching Side of the Fact, I'm talking too quick, talking too slow, I'm going on tangents, because I do go on tangents. We know this, we love this. Not all of you love this, but oh well. Then feel free to skip around. If you're watching this live, you're stuck with it. Haha! If it's too much and you're like, man, I really want to watch this, but I just can't handle it. Well, I'm so sorry. Feel free to come back later when it's not live so you can skip around. Or, I mean, I don't think you have to watch it. If you're feeling very generous today, you can donate to this channel during the live stream or really at any time, but you really don't have to. We are talking about some legal stuff. Some of that legal stuff may actually, in fact, involve me. I do not want anybody to be donating to any sort of legal fund on my behalf. At least not at the moment. Let's save it for if we need it. Because right now, I don't think we need it. In the future, that may change. But right now, we're just going to avoid that, okay? If you're feeling very generous, yes, there is a coin flip. $20, I flip a coin. If it is on its side, I flip it again. If it is tails, you get nothing. Good day, sir. I said good day. But if it is, got it, heads, then sometimes I feel compelled to drink some apple juice. I don't have any apple juice today. It is a Tuesday. Come on. But I do have torture cuffs. And I'll wear them for a few minutes. Why not? If anyone feels compelled to make an attempt at that, you may do so. And it's not that I want you to pay me to do that. I just feel like if you're going to be that generous, you deserve some sort of reward. Yeah. Although the reward is the coin flip. It has nothing to do with the handcuffs. Or torture cuffs, depending on who you are and what you want to call it. It's just that sometimes I feel compelled to do things if I get heads. You're not by any means paying for that. No. So, Delete Fun sent me a love letter. Did I get it? No, actually, I didn't get it. Someone else had to provide me some information. But I digress. I don't want to give out too much information just yet because I want to wait till the 10-minute mark so that people can scooch on in here. It's an unannounced stream, more or less. I think I gave like 15 minutes notice. But I digress. I'm going to wait. $20 and I undo one shirt button. But I don't have good music for this. Wait, no, I do, in fact, have good music for this. I'm not actually going to do it, though. No. Calm down, y'all. Calm down. Hitchbot says another great option is to run the rambling at 2x speed and non-live watching. You get the fun, and you don't get the long wait that some less than correct people dislike. Hey, that's fair, Hitchbot. I'll allow that. I don't know if it's right, but I'll allow it. Anyway, hi. We're just sitting around waiting. I sure hope a certain somebody doesn't come in here to communicate with me. That would be a violation of the protection order, which is actually fully in effect. So that's a conversation I'm going to have with local law enforcement in the very near future. Mistakes were made. Tenor sax for that. Hey, so last summer, you record some tenor sax. We'll see what we can do. I'm not promising anything. But if I like it, I might incorporate it. You don't have to, though. Also, Judy says, ooh woo to the chat. Ooh woo right back out of the chat. Hey, how's it going, Maverick? Paying an NCO to drink. I mean, hydrate or die. Am I right? That's the Army way. It's just liquids. I don't know what you think I'm drinking. That's ridiculous. Hitchbot, I understand where you're coming from. I don't want him to. That would be bad. That would be wrong. Definitely don't do it, guy. He knows who he is. He will see this video. And he'll think, this is confirmation for that he knows about the lawsuit. Oh, I don't want to get into that just yet. We're going to get into that 10-minute mark. Pat, you missed just about nothing. Just normal rambling, you know. Oh, yes, he is in the Vegas area, so I've heard. Do I have proof of this? No. Have people been saying this? Yes. Do I believe that people would know? Yes, because it turns out the individual that we're talking about tends to be pretty bad at obscuring his location when he's broadcasting to the public. Shocking how that works. Anyway, Mr. Shigura, hello, hello. Liz, lose your breath, hello, hello. Nice work if you get it. Hey, you know. Send chili torture cuffs. I would hate to. No, they're expensive. They're not that expensive. Steven, no. No. Oh, did he actually say it in his last live? Yeah, I don't watch his content nearly as much as he thinks I do. In fact, I haven't seen anything in a while. Because what's the point? He's not going to learn from what I have to say, when I correct him. So why even bother? He will, if he's going to continue down that road, there is a destination. I don't think it's the one he wants. Weird how that works. I know. How's it going, Susie? Aeroscat says if a person lives in Nevada, can they file a lawsuit in California? They can if jurisdiction is met. But yeah. James, hey, thank you for gifting memberships. If you are acquiring a membership, it's thanks to James. Make sure you thank James if you want to. That would be membership to Beetle Jesse, Freedom Fighter, DCW Productions, Hodgepodge Harmony. Is there another one? And Liz Lizard Breath. Excellent. There's probably not that much. No, you get like a free super chat a month that is basically the equivalent of the membership price. And you get access to videos that not everybody has access to. There aren't too many right now because I haven't really been doing much. Doing my own thing. But Semi-Iron, thank you for being a member for 5 months, by the way. Thank you. Hearts, hearts, hearts. Wait, I have something for this. Anyway, don't mind me, just having some fun. Hey, Alex Sargent, thank you so much. It's good to see you live. Still mad about the GT7 car. The Gran Turismo one? Yeah, someone made a skin, I believe. I don't know all the details. But yes. Or 1 minute. 1 minute, folks. Serenity, I cannot. I'm not going to participate in any fake documents, really. And now we go bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh, whatever. Thank you. It's the shirt. No, I don't. I actually had a haircut recently for once. Blue Bear, good to have you here. Says, good evening. Interested in what you found out today. Right? I haven't even read it. I saw some passages. Some people sent me some stuff. I've seen like the first 3 lines, and I was like, no. Let's go over it together for the first time. Now, I've reviewed very similar paperwork, but not this particular amended complaint that we're about to discuss. And in 10 seconds, I'll tell you all about it. Bleep! I'll just be distracted by that the entire time. No computer super chat stuff? Do you mean like the thing where it talks to me? No, I don't have that up right now. And we are at 10 minutes. So let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy. So we remember Mr. Jose de Castro, sometimes known as Chili, from a bunch of videos I made about him because I believe that he was of public interest and a newsworthy subject to discuss, in part because he was very wrong about history, about law, about a lot of things that I am very familiar with. And he was teaching that to people. And I looked at that and went, he's going to get someone in trouble. Someone's going to believe him, and they're going to reiterate what he has told them, and they're going to get in trouble. And it's sort of like dealing with sovereign citizens. I'm not saying he is a sovereign citizen, but there are a lot of sovereign citizens out there that maybe believe what they're saying is true, and they teach it to other people, and then other people reiterate that, not knowing what the heck they're talking about or the fact that what they're saying is wrong, and they get arrested. And I'm looking at this going, this very, very similar in sort of that kind of aspect. So I made a bunch of content, and then he responded and I responded, and we talked about things. He became a fugitive from justice while also saying he was going to run for governor. And let me tell you, if that's not newsworthy, I don't know what is. If that's not of public interest, I don't know what is. And if you're going to say it's not public interest, look how many channels have covered this topic. Pretty interesting to the public, apparently. So he got mad about this. He has been threatening to sue me for a very long time. I've suggested that he get around to it. He then doxed me and sent me some very harassing messages. So harassing, in fact, that a judge here in Washington was like, oh, yeah, here's a protection order. He didn't show up to that one, by the way. That has been fully officially served on him. So we're going to be looking into whether or not what he is doing right now violates that. But he's finally gotten around to adding me to a lawsuit out of California. Has he served me? No. Am I acknowledging any service by reading this? No, because that service requires certain things as part of that whole service package. The lawsuit is not the only thing he would have to serve me. So me acknowledging this, first of all, it'd be pretty difficult for me to not acknowledge it, given how many people have told me about it. And I don't like to lie to people unless it's absolutely necessary. We've discussed that on this channel because I have lied on this channel over a weekend in order to better facilitate the safety of my family and set myself up for a very strong legal recourse against Mr. de Castro's harassing actions. And I can say harassing actions because it was approved in protection order. Sorry, bud. So, yes, I don't like to lie, and I do it if I have a very good reason. But I digress. He has amended his lawsuit in California. And it has my name on it, the name of a couple other people as well. And he has another 30 John Does to name, which doesn't make sense because before he added my name to this lawsuit, there were 30 names. Are there additional people now that weren't there originally, or did he mean to change that number to something else? A lot of questions, and let's actually look at this. We have electronically filed by Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, which is weird. And it was today, by the way, which is weird because I'm not in Los Angeles. He knows I'm not in Los Angeles because he has sent me very threatening messages and published my address, confirming that he knows exactly where I live, and exactly where I sort of, my sphere of influence. It's not California. I haven't been to California since I was on Dr. Phil, which was years ago. That was before I even knew that Chile existed in any capacity. So not sure what he's thinking there. We can get into that. And he files under his name with his address. And we know that he doesn't actually, well, okay, I'm not saying he doesn't live there, but I know that he's filed in court that he lives there when we know for a fact that he did not. Or, of course, David Condon is lying. Because when I sent a process server to serve him the protection order at that address, David Condon's like, he hasn't lived here for 3 months. He's actually moved out to Las Vegas, which interestingly is where he is now, because I believe his sister lives there. Uh-oh. Oh boy, I hope you're not getting her involved in this. My understanding from unvalidated sources that she was kind of upset last time that you got her involved because you were hiding in her house while a protection order was attempts to legally serve you a protection order were being made. But hey, that's your choice, not mine. So we know that this address may not be his actual address. And so if this continues down the road, which it very well might, you made a mistake playing me into this, bud. Not because I'm going to do anything wrong, but because I'm going to do everything right, at least to the best of my ability. And that should worry you, because there's a lot of stuff that I've been holding on to just in case. Nothing too crazy, nothing too scary. Potentially effective? Gosh, I hope so. But that's enough of that. So, this is public information, by the way. He has filed this, I believe, publicly, essentially. It's public now. So we have, don't look at that email. We wouldn't want to dox him. Shame he doesn't feel the same way. I wouldn't want to, though. So, Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, Jose de Castro is the plaintiff versus Catherine Peter, Daniel Clement, Michael Peritine, David Omo Jr. Does 1 to 30 inclusive. It probably should be Does like 1 to 28, because last time he had this, 2 of those names were not on there. It doesn't matter. So, it's a First Amendment complaint as a matter, of course, per CCP 472. That's California Code of Civil Procedures, or California Civil Procedures, whatever the acronym actually stands for, basically about how many times you can amend a complaint. In fact, this is one of the things I saw before I decided, hey, we should, I should do this live. I saw that and went, hold on a second, doesn't he get 1 amended complaint? Which is bad for him. And let's actually check that out. If we look at 472, let me just, no? Well, you're just going to have to trust me on this. It says a party may amend its pleading once without leave of the court at any time before the answer, demur, or motion to strike is filed. And then it goes on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You get 1. Like that Spider-Man thing. Everyone gets 1, or whatever the actual code is. And he's used his. And I can't help but imagine there are a lot of things that are still wrong with this. So, he's going to have to work a lot harder to get him. Not that he can't get it amended more, but he's going to have to work a lot harder to do it now. That's my understanding anyway. I'm not a lawyer in California or anywhere. I just happen to, have been involved in law enforcement and have a potentially unhealthy interest in knowing things about law. It really eats up a lot of my time, and I enjoy it. But before we keep going, James K., thank you so much, says, what an awesome sentence. Quote, I haven't been to California since I was on Dr. Phil, end quote. Dr. Phil will also be invited to the Silo Party, FYI. Heck yeah. Susie Y., thank you so much, says, would really love the breakdown on Chili's Last Stop in School Zone. Yes, I don't think it would be terribly appropriate to cover his antics while I have been pulled into a lawsuit. And I've said this before to people, if I covered everything he got wrong, I wouldn't have time to sleep. I might answer it offline, but probably I'm not going to make a video about it. I'm happy to tell people information, but where was I? Yes. All right. What's this about? First Amendment complaint. Cool. Got it. Civil defamation, stalking, harassment, tortious interference, right to publicity. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of things, of which I presume none of them actually apply to this guy. Let's read on. Comes now, plaintiff Jose de Castro, plaintiff or I. Okay, sure. Yeah. Okay. Hereby brings this First Amendment complaint against the above-named defendants and requests a settlement, meaning I'm not settling diddly squat, dude, and or conference, and alleges on information and belief as follows. You're going to need a lot more than just belief. I hope that information is any good. So, introduction. Plaintiff was employed by whom? Who is employing you? Or do you mean engaged in the act of? Oh, that thing that sovereign citizens like to claim employ does not mean. Yes, employ has 2 possible meanings. 1, to be paid to do something. 2, just to engage in the action of. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt there, and sort of as a fun little, hey, if he can use it here, sovereign citizens, take note. Plaintiff was employed as a constitutional activist and media content creator after studying and teaching constitutional law for over 20 years. We actually, I believe, can prove that to be incorrect. He has stated, and I have the notes on this, he has stated that he didn't start teaching constitutional law until the Breonna Taylor incident, because he had been no-knock rated and had blocked that out from his memory. And that incident brought it all back and made him think, oh, I should be talking about this and learning about this. Well, Breonna Taylor wasn't 20 years ago. So I do have actually quite a bit of stuff sort of saying no. And hey, bud, check this out. It's a bad idea to lie to the court. It's a shame you've already used your amended situation there, because I personally would have taken that out if I were you. But I digress. Although plaintiff has been arrested many times while exercising his constitutional rights to protest against racial inequality. How many times, bud? I remember once there was an actual arrest. I'm sure there were more. And the despotism state America has obviously become. That's a fun opinion you're stating. Hey, let's try to keep it to the facts, okay? Plaintiff has not been convicted of a crime while protesting or otherwise. That is blatantly false. We have shown his public criminal record many times, which do in fact include convictions. So if he's saying, I haven't been convicted for protesting or otherwise, no. Although a few of those charges, actually, he just failed to appear, and he essentially like a default judgment was entered against him. So if he's going to argue that that's not a conviction, I feel like that's not correct. But if I have to, look, listen, if this goes all the way to like me actually having to present evidence as to, my side of this, I will present his criminal record and say that is a lie. He is lying to the court. Happily. Dutch Soil, he's added me to the lawsuit. So I guess, but he hasn't served me yet. So, yeah, I'm fairly confident he's been convicted. Fairly confident. It's been a while since I looked at that, though. But yeah, I think maybe he's relying on his, I just fled the state and then they dropped it after 8 years or whatever. Yeah, that's not great, buddy, because that makes you a fugitive from justice, that thing that you currently are, if I have my definitions correct, because you were scheduled to appear in Ironton, Ohio, and then you didn't. And there's a warrant for your arrest now. Unless something has changed that I don't know about. I'm not trying to be intentionally wrong, but I haven't reviewed this for a while. You're a public figure, so if I'm going to be wrong and for it to be actionable on your end, it would have to be negligently or intentionally or done with malice. And it's not. It's not that I like you. I don't. But I'm not trying to be wrong about you. Scott, thanks for interrupting that ramble. Says, Blue, thanks for Jimmy tonight. I needed it after the day I had. I had many face palms today, and the entertainment is amazing. Well, I'm glad you appreciate it, Scott, because we're probably going to take our sweet, sweet time going through this. You know how I am. Yeah, you guys know. He has a warrant in Toledo, Ohio as well. Oh, interesting. I remember hearing something about Toledo, Ohio. Or Toledo, depending on how they want to pronounce it. Regardless. All right. Plaintiff's only misdemeanor. Criminal records are historically over 20 years old. Okay, yeah, so that means you have a criminal record. You can't say you've never been convicted if at any point you were convicted. Even if it's 20 years old, my dude. Does that make sense? So you just lied to the court and admitted it. Not a good start. That early in the case, I mean, anywhere in the case, but that early, I would have attempted to avoid that for sure. I'm not trying to help you, but it's something that you might want to look into. Just listen. I'd like justice to be served. And this mess, I presume mess, already it's pretty rough. I don't think it's going to get the justice that we're all hoping for. I don't think it's going to go as far as anybody wants. So, might want to address that. I'm just saying. Just a thought. Just a little helpful tidbit. I've been helping you this entire time, but here we are. Oh, Judy, good point. Citing Pegleg Finance. Yes, thank you, Pegleg. Susie, thank you so much. Says, love the content no matter what. Thanks for the chat and Discord. Chili's. I won't read it, but I saw it. I'll be nice. McAddicts, thanks so much. Says, have you seen the new Metro State Light company out of Florida? I saw some rumblings about it. I have not looked into it. Becky, thank you so much. Says, you appropriated the British. Good day, sir. I will sue unless we settle out of court. 2 good steak dinners. No cheaping out you. I mean, I'll say yes to a steak dinner. You guys find yourself in Seattle. I can't promise I'll pay for it. No, we'll see. Come down to Seattle. Hang out. people in general, not just you specifically. I'm sorry, just people in general. Anyway, before I get too distracted, thank you so much, everyone. Let's keep going, because you know how it be. All right. Defendant Catherine Peter, or Peter, is a self-described internet troll. It's not illegal to describe yourself as a internet troll. Last I checked, pretty sure. That runs an online organization called Masshole Troll Mafia. That is indeed an illegal criminal enterprise. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope you're able to prove that. Good luck. Trolling is not simply with harmless online pranks. Oh, so she's... Okay, so she doesn't just call herself a troll. She's also trolling. What is trolling? I don't know. Does the judge know? Might want to have written that better. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm going to go through the rest of this, and then I'm going to address it, because otherwise we're going to get nowhere, which we also will not get, regardless. But I'm going to try not to be interrupting this every 2 seconds, because there's so many things wrong. Where was I? Trolling includes, but is not limited to, harassing, stalking, and vandalizing targets. Peter identifies a target. In this case, the plaintiff is the target, and then the criminal activities begin. Peter has done this for years. Plaintiff has vowed to be the last victim of her illegal activities. All Peter need do is identify a target, and the nightmare for them happens in an amorphous action of the organization's members, hiding behind internet anonymity as well as state and country borders for protection. Peter coordinates and facilitates the coordination of harassment and stalking of plaintiff and his relations. So let's get into that. Now, doesn't define what trolling. I mean, he gives his own definition of trolling, which includes definitely criminal behavior. Whether or not that actually applies to Peter, I'll call her Kate, because otherwise, calling her Peter, it just sounds like I'm addressing someone named Peter. I hope that everyone's okay with that. This is Peter identifies target, and then the criminal activities begin. I hope there's evidence of that in the next paragraph. Peter has done this for years. Again, I hope there's evidence of that in the next paragraph or future parts of the case. Plaintiff has vowed to be the last victim of her illegal activities. That's really good for you. That's super neat. I don't know if that's really relevant. All Peter, it's also in a weird spot. Sorry. All Peter need do is identify a target, and the nightmare for them happens in an amorphous action of an organization's members. Okay, what on earth is an amorphous action? Explain that in detail. You need details to be able to prove these things. I'm helping you here. Hiding behind internet anonymity as well as state and country borders. Okay, I can see where he's getting that from. Sure, okay. Peter coordinates and facilitates the coordination. Peter coordinates and then facilitates her own coordination. Okay. Of harassment and stalking a plaintiff and his relations. Doesn't explain how she does that. Doesn't really explain what the harassment is exactly. Okay, you say that there's harassment. What is the harassment? You need. Presumably you need to go into depth. If I was writing this for a case as an investigator, I would need to go into detail. I'm just saying. Let's keep going. Let's see if any of that is explained in the next paragraph. Peter herself and through her agents, whoever they are, have conspired together and committed the following crimes. Oh, am I not on the correct? I'm sorry. My bad. Herself and through her agents have conspired together and committed the following crimes and torts on plaintiff. Oh, okay. Now we're getting into it. Defamed him by YouTube video and written article, by email and telephone calls. Defamed his products by YouTube video, Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, and written article, by email and by telephone calls. Interfered with his contracts and prospective economic advantage. I don't even know what that is. Stalked him online and in person, harassed him online and in person, trespassed, assaulted, and battered him. Used his name, voice, and photograph or likeness for unauthorized commercial use, and committed wholesale copying of his creative content. These tortious acts were committed with malice aforethought, as defendants knew they would cause him harm, and they did cause him economic harm, emotional harm, and physical harm, and will continue to cause him harm in the future. Plaintiff warned Peter for over 6 months before finally taking legal actions, plural, against her and her troll mafia. I'm trying to be careful not pluralizing Peter, because it's not Peters, it's Peter. I got into the habit of calling her Peters because Chili kept calling her Peters, and I didn't care enough to check to see if that's correct. I don't need to know your last names, people. Well, sometimes it helps depending on who you are. So let's go over this. All right. Defamed him by YouTube video and written article, by email and telephone calls. What is the defamation? What do they say? What do they say that's not true? I hope you explain that later. Defame his products by YouTube video, Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, and by written article, by email, and telephone calls. How do you defame a product by telephone call? That's what I'd like to know. I'm pretty sure that's, well, I mean, I guess you could. Explaining why his trifold is wrong is not defamation. Defamation is a pretty good, it's not an absolute defense. People tell you it's an absolute defense. It's not. But it's pretty close to an absolute defense for a claim of defamation. Saying that he is wrong and proving it, it's not defamation. If he's selling a bad product, a person can review that product and explain why it's bad. Shocking, I know. Weird. Where was I? Stalked him online and in person, harassed him online and in person, trespassed, assaulted, and battered him. It doesn't explain any of that. I hope it does down below. I mean, this is just the introduction, right? So maybe it does. It's fine. Uses name, voice, and photograph or likeness for unauthorized commercial use. Fair use doesn't need to be authorized by you, buddy. So I'm real sorry. I just assume that might be related to me. And committed wholesale copying of his creative content. I sure haven't, but okay. I mean, I've used clips in compliance with fair use to address a newsworthy and event of public interest, but here I am reading this lawsuit that apparently involves me. Weird. Let's see. These tortious acts were committed with malice aforethought, as defendants knew they would cause them harm, and they did cause them economic harm, emotional harm, and physical. Oh, were you kind of sad about it? Okay, I can understand that, but there were better courses of action. I'm not gonna call you baby. I'm sorry. I almost did. I caught myself. But for you to say, "Oh, these people caused me harm," hey there, champ. There's a protection order against you from me to you because you harassed me. And you engaged in conduct that was clearly causing me, or is likely to cause me emotional harm. You threatened me with physical harm. That's bad. You also repeatedly said that if you had the chance, you would be interested, I'm paraphrasing, interested in basically putting me in a hospital. Do you think that isn't causing some sort of emotional harm? I mean, has anyone caused you more emotional harm than those kinds of words would? That's so weird. Huh. Gosh, I just don't know. Let's move on. Actually, before we do, let me read some of your super chats because you guys are being very friendly. Hi, everyone. Hello. How's it going? Let's see. Hitchbot, thanks so much. Says she isn't just self-described. A judge did so too. Hey, take a victory when you can. Joshua Lee, thank you so much for being a member for 9 months. My goodness, Joshua, thank you. Says, notice me. Oh, whoa. And my previous super chat, Blue Bacon. Also, I feel this mess of chili has become more of a hoarding situation. All right, Joshua, let me see. Oh. Yes, thank you so much. Says, more like constantly wrong law scholar. I get it. That's good. Joshua's opinion, not mine. Of course. What are you talking about? Ice Blades, thank you so much. Says, gotta scroll the page for us to follow along. Ooh, I'm sorry. It's my bad. Alex Sargent, thanks so much. Says, Chili's a fool. Also sent backstory on the car. Hey, your opinion, not mine. Am I right? I would never. Wow. Arash, hey, thanks so much for being a member for 7 months. Good to have you here, of course. Says, hey, family. Welcome to the party. Mark the sarcastic law student, thank you so much for being a member for 9 months. Says, give him a hello, chap. Hello from the wife and I. Insert typically sarcastic yet thoroughly insightful and entertaining comment here. Consider it inserted. It's very good. And then Alex Sargent, thanks so much. Says, on the Metro State related channel I posted the car I found on the Googletron that looked a bit different. I'll have to check that. I digress. What? Stay armed as soon as he finds out Chili is Ganchi will go on a rampage. Who's going on a rampage? I hope nobody's going on a rampage. Anyway, let's keep reading this. Let me make sure to scroll to the right part here. Jurisdiction and venue. Oh, this should be good. General jurisdiction is proper in this court because the unlawful practices alleged herein were committed by defendants within the within the county of Los Angeles. I don't believe I am, in fact, within that county. You know that I'm not. You know where I live, Chili. You've made that very clear when you were threatening me with violence. Cool. That's why there's a protection order. Anyway, all right. And the harm occurred within that county. Oh, I bet we're going to have some problems there. And the amount of damages sought exceeds the minimum jurisdiction of this court. Okay, yeah, sure. That might be appropriate if we're going to get there. Let me tell you. This court has general personal jurisdiction because significant parts of the stalking, I wasn't part of that, harassment, I wasn't part of that, assault, I wasn't part of that, and battery, I wasn't part of that, in California, primarily in the county of Los Angeles. I'm sorry, occurred in California, primarily in the county of Los Angeles. Defendants' emails and phone calls to California have been substantial, continuous, and systematic. I wasn't involved in that. Anything that I have sent him was either ceased after he told me to stop communicating with him, or started again after he requested that I communicate with him, and then ceased once he changed his mind. That's it. That is it. So he must be talking about somebody else. At least one of Peter's agents is believed to be a resident of Los Angeles County. Oh my goodness, an agent. Kay has agents. Scary thought. Where am I? Hold on. All right. This court has specific, this court has specific personal jurisdiction because alleged source witnesses for Peter and her agent's defamation are allegedly in the county of Los Angeles. Can't apply to me because I'm definitely not. Additionally, the alleged judicial record cited from the defamation as alleged fact is a judicial record of the county of Los Angeles. I'll have to look into that because I don't know what he's talking about. Venue is proper. Probably not for me because everything you've just said is not correct when it applies to this guy right here. Okay. Venue is proper in this court under California Code of Civil Procedure 395 because plaintiff is a resident of the county of Los Angeles. Are you? Because it kind of looks like you don't live in that location. But that's, we haven't proven that. I definitely would like to. I don't want to give any spoilers, but I would definitely like to. Probably shouldn't have written that part in. Ooh. Anyway, where was I? And the events or omissions giving rise to these actions occurred in the county of Los Angeles. Again, doesn't really look like it. Additionally, this court offers online filing, which makes it more convenient for foreign parties that are part of this action due to California's long-arm statutes. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's convenient for them if the jurisdiction does not apply. That's, unless I'm wrong. I don't want to be like, hey, but I know law. I know some things. I'm pretty sure I know more than he does. But I'm just reading this off the cuff. I haven't really done any research into this particular version of this. So I don't want to be saying anything and be like, haha, this is definitely how it works, if I haven't actually confirmed that myself. But I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. So crazy. Let's keep going. What are the parties? Oh, I do love a good party. We know this, folks. We know that I love a good party. But that's enough of that joke. Let's keep going. Anyway. Plaintiff Jose Cholito, I don't know why he would put that in there, but okay. De Castro is, and at all times herein mentioned, was an individual residing in Santa Monica, Los Angeles County, California. Except, of course, when you lived in, not California. I believe it would be the great state of Nevada. Your boy David Condon sold you out there. I say sold out. That's hyperbole. He confirmed that you did not live there. Shocking, I know. You had moved out and moved in to live with your sister in or around Las Vegas. Those were his approximate words. So that's another lie. Oh, we'll just get that on the record there. Oh boy. Yeah, when you lie in a case, you're setting yourself up for failure. I'm going to have to look into that. I'm going to have to make a note of that. Probably shouldn't have kept using that because it's not true. That's your justification. Oh boy, that's rough. I hate to give you this much help. I was giving you some help. Like, this is a lot of help. You're welcome. It's too bad you've already used your one free amendment to this complaint. Oh boy, that's rough. That's real rough. It's a shame David Condon was involved. Oh boy. Anyway, I don't want to say too much. There's a lot going on with that one. I don't want to say too much. Where was I? Okay. Plaintiff operates the YouTube channel Delete Laws. Ooh, he sure does. Plaintiff is informed and believes, and on that basis alleges, okay, that defendant Catherine Kate Peter is you already said that she would be Peter. I don't think you have to say all that again, but I could be wrong. Is an individual residing in the state of Massachusetts, county of Bristol. Peter operates the YouTube channel Troll Mafia Official. Okay, sure. Peter has said in the past but this is still under parties. Is this where you would put this? We'll get into it. Peter has said in the past when harassing and stalking plaintiff's family members, plaintiff's investors, scrolling down, and other associates that she did not act alone. Rather, she conspired with others or through the doctrine of agency did cause this harassment to occur. Peter runs, again, he hasn't actually explained what the harassment is specifically. I sure hope he does. For his sake. Let's see. Peter runs an online organization called Masshole Troll Mafia, Masshole, that is indeed an illegal criminal enterprise that trolls, harasses, stalks, vandalizes, assaults, and batters targets that Peter identifies. All Peter has to do is identify a target, and the trolling happens in an amorphous action of the organization's approximately 3,000 members, hiding behind internet anonymity, as well as state and county borders for protection. That's dangerously close to what you've already said here. I don't know why you'd need to do it again. But maybe we'll get to that part. Maybe I should just keep reading. Let's see. Peter coordinates and facilitates the coordination of harassment and stalking of plaintiff and his relations by her agents. Plaintiff is informed and believes and on that basis alleges that defendant Daniel Clement is an individual residing in the state of California, county of Los Angeles. Clement is an agent of Peter. Okay, I see why you would have that previous paragraph. I feel like you could have written it better, sort of said Clement, and then put why Clement was related to Kate. But that's just me. That's just how I would have written it. Would I have written it correctly? I don't know. Oh, we're coming up on me. We already know who I am. It's fine. Plaintiff is informed and believes that, and on that basis alleges that defendant Michael Peratini, that's this guy, is an individual residing in the state of Washington, county of Pierce. Now, here's where we have our second problem, because I actually didn't call it out when I was talking about Kate. He says that the defendants live in California. But then he says, Kate lives in Massachusetts, and I live in Washington. Neither of those places are California. That might hurt you, buddy. Okay. Oh, goodness, no. Where was I? Yes. Peratini is an agent of Peter. I sure the hell am not. Oh, no. Oh, I hope you can prove that. I really, really do. Because that sounds like you're defaming me. If you're accusing her of crimes, and then saying that I am one of the people conspiring to commit those crimes, oh, no. Oh, no, buddy. That might be defamation. Now, as a public figure myself, presumably, I assume the law would consider me one. Is he doing this maliciously? Well, I probably could prove it. Do I really want to be in this lawsuit any longer than I have to be? No. Will I countersue? It's tempting. But what am I really going to get out of it? No, probably nothing. Probably nothing. So, I digress. Where was I? Peratini is hidden behind a false identity for many years. So, yeah, it's called having a stage name, basically. Sort of like how Chili's not your real name. Is that a false identity? Yeah, I like not to be doxxed and threatened, and yet here you were doing that. I don't think it's very confusing why I was just like, hey, I don't really need to be known as the exact individual that I am. Things I said are true. The stories I told about myself are correct. But you don't need that name associated with it, because there are other people in my life that don't necessarily want the heat that I bring down upon myself. And yet, here we are. So, Oh, scroll. Yes. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, where was I? Oh, yes. Running a troll channel on YouTube. Not a troll channel. I present facts in what I hope to be an entertaining way. Saying accurate things about you to correct your lies is not trolling, buddy. And if you've defined trolling as, what were the criminal actions you defined them as? What was it? Yeah, if you say I'm a troll channel and trolls harass, stalk, vandalize, assault, and batter, well, you just accused me of those things. That feels fairly defamatory, does it not? If I'm a troll channel that does these things, I don't do those things. I'm not an agent of Peter. Never have been. A very brief associate a couple times? Yes. But nothing more than, hey, we're covering a similar topic. Discussion. That's it. Don't know what to tell you. I digress. Juggernaut. We are all but actors on the stage of life. It's good. It's good. Let me read a little bit more and then I'll go through some super chats again. Where was I? Am I at the right scroll a bit? Yeah, there we go. Where he harasses people, including plaintiff, behind a false identity, pretending to be a private investigator, military police officer. Oh, that's defamatory because I am those things. I am military police. I still hold the title of 31 Bravo. I'm not in a military police duty position. I never said that I was currently. I think the closest I got was, I am still military police. However, I don't generally operate in a law enforcement capacity. That's completely accurate. As far as being a private investigator, yes. Hi. You know this to be true. You contacted my company. Defamatory. Woo! All right, I love it. I don't. I'm actually pretty pissed off about that. You're opening yourself up to some problems, buddy. Plaintiff is informed and believes on that basis, alleged. It's just a weird way of, maybe it's the correct way of writing it. It's a weird one. On that basis, alleged that defendant David Olmo Jr. is an individual residing in the state of Texas, county of Dallas. Olmo is an agent of Peter. Good luck proving it. Olmo has anonymously run a troll channel. Not anonymously. His name has been out there for quite some time. Just because you're bad at finding things does not make it anonymous. Just because people don't want to tell you their social security number doesn't mean that they are hiding their identity from you. Not saying that he asked anyone for that. That was hyperbole, exaggeration, etc. Regardless. Run a troll channel, again, defamatory if you're accusing him of what you have said trolling is, by calling him that, on YouTube named Team Skeptic, where he harasses people, including plaintiffs. So I'm just checking my scrolling. Olmo has a felony conviction for manslaughter and plaintiff attacks his credibility under California. Oh, no. He's trying to say that Team Skeptic is not credible because of his past criminal conviction. Well, buddy, you have a past criminal conviction. You have, I believe, several past criminal convictions. So are you not credible either? That's super strange because his conviction is not relevant. How does that make him not credible in any way? Oh my God. That's going to be a problem. There's already, this is over before it began. This is blowing my mind. I did not think it was going to be this insane, but here we are. Now, before I keep going, let's see. Stephen Alley, thanks so much for being a member, says, nobody told Blue he secretly moved his house while he wasn't paying attention. What? Oh, well, okay. My power just went out, so now it's a romantic candlelight stream. Ooh, hi, Stephen. How's it going? Here, let me get this for you. Hi there. You doing okay? Are you enjoying your candlelit dinner? Here, let me get closer. Hi. What you wearing? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. I'm sorry. Oh. Let's keep going. Where was I? Yes. Okay. The true names or capacities, whether individual, corporate, associate, or otherwise, of defendants Doe 1 through 30, I believe it's supposed to be 1 through 28, and he just forgot, inclusive or unknown to plaintiff. Yeah, originally when he filed this, he was claiming that I was one of those John Does, I guess. And it was like, you know who I am. You know who these people are. Why are you putting this here? Why did you waste your the one amendment you get for free? It's almost like you're not a constitutional scholar and who knows anything about anything. It's almost like that. Oh, Thames Angel, by the way, thank you so much for being a member. It's his boilerplate lawsuit. Yeah, it's not a very good one. Oof, let me tell you. Moving on. This Doe is negligent responsible in some manner for the events happening herein, referred to and thereby approximately caused injuries and damage to the plaintiff as herein alleged. Now we have facts common to all causes of action. Okay, now we get to the part where I hope he establishes how the harassment occurred, how the assault occurred, why I'm involved in this in the first place. Let's go. All right. The alleged allegation of this complaint stand on the information believed are likely to have evidentiary support after a reasonable opportunity for further investigation or discovery. Okay, so I assume he's trying to open it up for discovery and say, hey, I will need to request more information to actually prove this, which, okay, you better request that correctly, because if you request anything from me, I'll fight that appropriately. Shocking, I know, because all of this is nonsense. Plaintiff is informed and believes, and thereon, I think he meant therein, alleges that at all times, herein mentioned, defendants Doe 1 through Doe 30 were agents of each other. Of each other. And of the named defendants, and in doing the things alleged in this complaint, were acting in the scope of such agency and with the permission and consent of defendant Catherine Peter. You're going to want to have... Look, if you can't prove that, that's a big claim. Just good luck, dude. Peter is the owner, operator, and user of a group messaging platform of the Discord service, Discord. The Discord is used by masshole members to conspire directed harassment attacks on multiple victims. That should be very provable, I imagine. The harassment includes email, telephone, and public sharing of personal information. Public sharing of public information, maybe. Is that what you're talking about? I've never shared anything that was not public, so I don't know what they're doing. I digress. That can be used to harass those individuals called doxing. Oh, that thing you did. That was, a part of the protection order. It wasn't the doxing that got the protection order. It was his harassing messages. Oh boy, his threats against my life, more or less. But yeah, he's going to complain about him being doxed after doxing me and I believe others. That's a bold move, but okay. Crimes against victim doesn't stop at harassment, but includes vandalism. What? No. Stalking, harassment of victims, family members, and employers, and assault. There are over 2,800 masshole members on the Discord account, owned and operated by Peter. Sharing of images, text messages, and voice chat is available on the Discord. Peter is admitted to tracking plaintiff on the server, like an endangered great white on the Discord. He really doesn't like that quote. He's used that quote in the Massachusetts case. I don't think it really got him anywhere. Yeah, that's probably considered hyperbole. And here's the thing. You, Mr. DeCastro, have this terrible habit of not concealing where you are at any given time. And so it's not exactly hard to keep track of your whereabouts. And I think it makes sense to keep track of your whereabouts, considering you are a fugitive from justice who, by your own admission, is armed. I don't know if you're still armed, but at some point you were. Also, you threatened me. You've made it very clear to multiple people, including me, that you would love to put us in a hospital. You have stated that you have given my information to people who are interested in causing me grievous bodily harm or death, and that I should arm myself and get some buddies together to help protect me against that imminent threat. I might be paraphrasing. I don't remember the exact details. But yeah, it makes sense to try to keep track of where you are, given all of that. That's something that will be brought up in court as to why that information was being shared publicly, because you are considered a threat to a lot of us within our own personal spheres of influence. I'm not a member of the masshole whatever. I have participated in conversations, but I think it's good to be able to provide accurate information about things. I would not consider myself a member, per se. No. Especially since there are parts of that Discord I'm not even allowed to comment in. Weird. It's so weird. Almost like he's wrong. Again. Where was I? First cause of action for libel, slander, and false light. Ooh. Plaintiff incorporates by reference paragraphs 1 through 17, inclusive as though fully set forth herein. Okay, sure, yeah. Plaintiff who previously enjoyed a good reputation in the community. No, he didn't. He, by his own admission, was kicked off of, Black TikTok or whatever he said. Well, I don't remember what exactly he said, but he was like, shoot off of TikTok. He did not enjoy a good reputation with the community. Promise you that. Was defamed. Sorry, this is incredible. Was defamed by defendant's assertion that he had, quote, once sold the date rape drug and might be a snitch. Will sue us for mocking him. Well, the last part was true. A screenshot of the publication containing the defamatory statements is attached to this complaint as Exhibit 1. Such assertions were published to at least one third party in that YouTube video was viewed 12,716 times as of February 1st, 2023. Okay, that's appropriate because you have to prove that people actually viewed it after it was published. Sure. The number of times the title of the video is read is not available until after discovery. I don't even know if that's available at any point. I have no idea if that's something that is tracked. It may be. I don't know. I got no idea. Not a clue. Additionally, the video shows up in search results for Chili de Castro, plaintiff's well-known nickname, Jose Maria de Castro, and Elite Laws, plaintiff's brand. Yeah, so sucks to be you, but when people are talking about you in, as a matter of public interest and newsworthiness, your name's probably going to be used, buddy. Sorry. Maybe don't be involved with GHB. Now, I didn't say you were convicted of anything, but by your own admission, I'm fairly sure I remember you saying you were involved with GHB in some way, or that you were suspected. Or that, oh gosh, wasn't a judge that said that you received some sort of deferment plea for a GHB-related offense? I could be wrong about this. It's speculation, hyperbole, whatever you want to call it. Opinion, maybe? I'm pretty sure I remember something about that. And I definitely will have that information by the time this gets to court, if it ever gets that far. My goodness. Where was I? The title of the article constitutes libel per se, and statements in the video made by Peter and Peritini. Was I involved in that video? I don't know that I was involved in that video. I remember saying that maybe the title of that video is a little too intense. I don't know if I was involved in that video in any way that would be defamatory. If I did come onto that stream, it would be to provide factual information that I was aware of, not to speculate necessarily. Well, maybe there was some speculation, but not to push any information that I was not aware of being accurate, if that makes sense. If I even was on that stream, I don't remember. Anyway, constitutes slander per se, and that they use inaccurate documents acquired from Bin Verified. No, I don't use documents acquired from Bin Verified. I don't use Bin Verified. If she used it, fine. If I do a background search, I then go directly to the source, or I don't talk about it. So when I did a background search on a public background search, mostly OSINT stuff, on Jose Maria de Castro, born in whenever. Yes, I know his birthday. I'm not going to start saying all of his personal stuff. I don't need to. I went to the court websites. I went to the jail websites. I requested information to be made public. I didn't use Bin Verified as a source. I didn't use Bin Verified at all. I went to the source, to the government source. And I've said that this entire time. And if you can find a video where I use Bin Verified instead of the actual court documents or court logs or jail records, please let me know, because that would be bad news for everybody. Mostly me. I say everybody. Me. Pretty sure I didn't. Pretty sure he can't prove that I did. So that one's pretty much dead in the water too. Oh, it's just not looking good for him. Let's give him one of those. Yeah. Okay. Where was I? All right. Consumer Information Service printed as judicial record to assert as factual that plaintiff was convicted of a crime that he in fact did not commit. Such statements damage plaintiff as a natural consequence of the words and amount to libel per se and slander per se. Yeah, I never said he was convicted of selling GHB. I said he was convicted of something early 2001-ish, something that he's also said in podcast that he did in a few years ago, where he's like, yeah, I was arrested for something related to drugs. I don't remember how much detail he went into. I don't want to say anything without having all that information in my head, confirmed to be accurate. But by his own admission, he said that he was arrested. He was no-knock rated. Stuff happened. And then he says, well, I was never convicted. Well, the judge in Massachusetts, if I remember correctly, confirmed that you took a deferment plea, which basically says you're not contesting it. But if you don't mess up again for a certain amount of time, the charge goes away. Whoops. Did I ever say you were convicted? I don't think so. I think Chili's confused again. Just something that he probably should try to avoid, considering I have a protection order against him. Weird. Because if he does this wrong, it could be really bad for him. But if you want to talk about Kate saying these things, then let her defend herself. Because she made a lot more claims about it than I did. She allegedly has a lot more information about it than I do. I only put out the stuff I could confirm. And I'll be happy to bring it back up in court. I still have those documents. Okay. Moving on. This guy. I digress. Such assertions were false. There we go. Let me just, there we go. Because plaintiff was never convicted, nor did he plead guilty to selling any drug, especially a date rape drug. In fact, in the video, Peter claims that she was unable to get a record from the government. Yeah, there were some difficulties with that, weirdly. Instead of recognizing that the record doesn't exist, except records of it do exist, just not the full story. If records didn't exist, the judge wouldn't have been like, oh, you took a deferment plea for it. Cool. She asserts that this must mean that plaintiff is a snitch. That feels like it was her hyperbole. I believe she addressed the possibility because there are reasons a court record would be sealed. One of them is because you are working on behalf of the government. As someone who was a counter-narcotics investigator, I can confirm that if you are flipped by the government, you work for the government, you might have access to some pretty nice benefits because of it. I don't know that I was ever able to offer, like, hey, would you seal this case? Ours was more of a financial thing where you, even if you were convicted of your own thing, would receive 10% of the value of the drug bust that you helped lead us to. So if you're like, yeah, my dealer is in there with 3,000 pounds of cocaine. Well, whatever 10% of 3,000 pounds of cocaine is, that's what you're getting. And that spends very well at the prison commissary. I'll tell you that. So I find it pretty reasonable to believe that he might have flipped. Not that he did. I don't know if he did or not. But I think it's something that could be speculated about appropriately. And I don't know that she didn't. That's on her because she was the one doing the speculation. Unless I'm wrong. In which case, I hope he can prove it in all of this so that I, can defend myself. If he's making these allegations, he can't prove it. Well, we're just not going to talk about it, are we? It's weird how that works. Now, I'll stop right here for a second. Because we got some more super chats. Thank you guys so much, by the way. Struggle Salter, thank you for being a member for 5 months, says Chili was live streaming in a gas station parking lot and had a phone call while in the parking lot. I remember that. Yes. Was that during the live stream where he asked me to call in? Or it was after he had hung up on me or whatever it was? Oh, man. Where he was like, just muted me so that he could just talk over me. That was a time. Let me tell you, I did get him to state how much he made a month on YouTube, though. So that would be very useful. Carpentry Hero, thanks so much. Canada. It's cold up there, I bet. It's getting warmer down here, though. Says he leaked his own location numerous times and got locked on Twitter for doxing. I confirmed that first half. The second half sounds familiar, for sure. Ice Player, thanks so much, says Chili's only considered dangerous as a lot lizard. I don't know what a lot lizard is, but I'll take your word for it. Justin B, thank you for being a member for 10 months. My goodness, says, hello, Blue Bacon, and Texas Packet, of course. Hi, everybody. Dr. Nick the Simpsons. I think I got close to it. And Mr. Shucklers1, thank you so much as well, by the way. Griff Guy says he seems to think that anyone who mentions him on YouTube must be doing so because of Kate. I was talking about him before Kate was, if I remember correctly. I'm fairly confident I talked about him before Kate. If anything, Kate should be considered an agent of me. No, that's not true. Don't consider that. That's ridiculous. I was covering him. No. Team Skeptic was covering him first. Then I covered him. And then I believe Kate covered him. In that order. Pretty sure. Pretty confident. Could be wrong. I don't know. Pretty wrong. What am I saying? Sorry, I'm trying to read this and that and that. I got three. Don't worry about it. We're getting through it. It's rough. I'm just getting very confused with this lawsuit. A lot of it doesn't make sense. But we keep going. The arrest record that Peter pulls from Been Verified shows Osperf self sub. Yeah, so that would be sale of narcotics as a potential charge that would fall under whatever the statute he was charged with is. Sale of GHB would fall under sale of narcotics. I'm not saying he sold narcotics. But there sure is some evidence that indicates that. And I don't really see any evidence that doesn't, other than your statements, which, I mean, boy, do you lie a lot. A lot being a subjective amount. I don't know how, more than I would want to lie myself. We'll say that. To add to the sting of the theory, let me just make sure there we are. To add to the sting of the story in excess of the actual alleged judicial record, Peter alleged of having spoken to 4 witnesses in Los Angeles County that say that the drug involved was GHB. Peter, with even additional malice to add more sting than the actual story, falsely asserts that GHB is primarily used as a date rape drug. Yeah, you better hope that she can't pull any of those witnesses up. That would be pretty devastating to you, bud. And GHB is used as a date rape drug. I don't know if she said it was exclusively used as a date rape drug, but it has certainly been in the past. Let me tell you. Now, I assume you are making the argument that, it was just used for bodybuilding. I think maybe you did use that argument at some point, as if I remember. I probably have it in my notes somewhere. But my goodness, I'm not really related to this at all. So do I really have to look into it? I don't know. It might be fun. Let's see. As a legal result of Peter's publication of false assertions, the plaintiff has suffered the following damages in respect to of his property, business, trade, profession, or occupation. Damages in the amount of approximately $50,000, compensatory damages and special damages going to proof related to emotional distress. Yeah, I hope you can prove why that value. Statements were not privileged because they were published to YouTube and not to an internal method between people with a shared interest. I don't know. Okay. Plaintiff demanded a retraction. I see what he's doing. Sorry. Plaintiff demanded a retraction within the statutory period, and a retraction has still not been published. Instead, Peter said, "Sue me." See our video titled, "Still Waiting for My Lawsuit," Exhibit 3. I mean, yeah, fair. She doesn't have to retract it if it's not a violation of the law. And as you are a public figure, I believe that her statement would have to be made not negligently. He said it. I read it. False, reckless disregard as to their truth or falsity. Yeah. So he does say it. Anyway, yeah, there are certain criteria that have to be met. I don't know that she actually met them. And he says, she didn't have an official judicial record yet, so she didn't even report accurately on the record that she did have from the consumer database. You're assuming that she was reporting directly from the consumer database, despite the fact that from Been Verified, if your criminal history is on Been Verified, you can then go to wherever that criminal record is, for example, California, and request it. And then it's not from Been Verified anymore. It's from the government. Wow. It's weird how that works. Also, Cynthia Merritt, thank you so much. Says a lot. Lizard is a truck stop girly. I don't know what that means either. I have a guess. Oh, no. Also, Pegwick Finance says he already died her on the Massachusetts federal court, almost like the related case report. Yeah, I mean, he's already losing that case. I don't know what the consequences would be if you'd be like, sorry, nope, meant to do it here. But I imagine it's not a great look. Let's keep going. Second cause of action for battery. Now, I've never battered him, although he's threatened to batter me, that's for sure. So I'm not related to this, but we'll skim through it quickly. Plaintiff incorporates, blah, blah, blah. On May 30th, 2022, Peter traveled to the Memorial Day parade in Boston just to confront plaintiff. Hey, remember when he said that all this stuff happened in California? Yeah, Boston's not in California. I hope this helps, because that's a pretty big oopsie. Am I right? Cool. Just confront plaintiff in her YouTube video titled, "Chili, I'm so sorry that I upset you. Josh Abrams, my knight in shining puma." Recorded the same day. She admits to this. Additionally, there are witnesses in the video that describe the existence of video evidence showing that she battered me multiple times. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you're the only witness of that, because what everyone else saw was you pushing her. You've just introduced this argument to court, and now she gets to introduce the video of you battering her. Now, was she right to be following me around like that? I would argue no. Is that actionable? But did you batter her? I remember seeing you push her. You sort of stopped and leaned into it. If I remember correctly, I might be wrong here. Oh boy, you really shouldn't be introducing this stuff when it's going to open up those doors for you, man. That's rough. Oh no. Oh no. Sorry, I'm just going down a path in my head. We don't have to talk about it. It's fine. In the video, Peter states, "I'm driving across town checking with Discord. Is he still there? Is he still there? Because he's squirrely." Oh, she called him a squirrel. Defamation. I went down there to have a confrontation with him, and he wasn't getting away until that happened. Okay, confrontation doesn't mean criminal. It certainly isn't battery. At the parade, she did in fact touch me multiple times without my permission. Yeah, so you made her touch you, if I remember correctly, by stopping and leaning into her so that she would. So that you, I presume, I'm not reading your mind, but my opinion on this is that you were trying to get her to touch you by in fact touching her. Weird. I don't think it's going to hold up in court. In fact, if you brought this up in Massachusetts and it didn't hold up there, gosh, I don't know why you tried here. Oh, it's right, because I have the opinion that you do not know what you're talking about. But that's okay. She did, in fact, annoy, harass, offend, and cause me mental distress. The same could be said about you, though, couldn't it? In the other direction. Just a thought. She did played one of the local police department and filed a police report. And then nothing happened because presumably, my guess is that they said, yeah, buddy, that's not a criminal matter. She didn't really do anything. Just a thought. On July 22nd, 2022, the head of the dates are hard. Well, I was at the Tahlequah courthouse in Oklahoma and was participating in a press release. Oh, Oklahoma's also not in California. Remember when you said jurisdiction applies because it all happened in California? Oklahoma's not in California. It's weird how that works, is it not? Oh, my goodness. Just absolutely shocking. But I digress. Give me a second. I clicked out of the thing. There we go. Okay, sorry. We're getting back into it. Let's see. And was participating in a press release for a friend, a man that I know only as J.L. Warren, who is a dues-paying member of Mass Ultra Mafia. You're participating in a press release for a member of Mass Ultra Mafia. A paying... Okay, I'm sorry. There's a comma there. My bad. So while he's doing this, a man showed up who's a alleged paid member. Good luck proving that. I hope you understand what hyperbole is, but okay. And purposely ran to me and then tried to have me arrested for battery. Mr. Warren has written me dozens of emails and hundreds of text messages harassing me. I'm clearly to say to Mr. Warren that I wish no contact with him, that I am not interested in interacting with him. On the same day, he purposely ran to me, called the police on me, and tried to press charges against me for battery. Temporarily detained by police. It was terrifying because Mr. Warren caused physical contact between us. Thus, I was unaware if I would be arrested or not. Mr. Warren continues to contact me to this day and proudly claims I am a paying member of the Mass Ultra Mafia. You can sue me, Chili. Yeah, so even though he said that, you're still going to have to prove it, aren't you? And gosh, I don't see that person as a named defendant in this lawsuit. It sure isn't relevant to me. So we're going to move on. Oh, that's so weird. Oh, we have a third cause of action for trespass. Plaintiff against all defendants. Oh, no, these are all against all defendants. So that battery, that's against all defendants. I am in no way related to any of those things. So that's a big whoopsie. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Alex Gardner clarified. Thank you so much, by the way. It says, lot lizard equals a pay by the hour lady friend. The phrasing of that. Pay by the hour lady friend. Don't let me forget that. That's a good one. Also, so good. I felt like I needed to use it. Because I have it, I might as well. I disagree. Anyway, with your objection. Anyway, so we're moving on. It's fine. It's cool. I'm losing brain cells reading this. All right. So yeah, that's against all defendants, except not against me, because I was not involved in any way, and he doesn't establish how it's involved. What a weird person. All right, third cause of action for trespass, blah, blah, blah. Plaintiff incorporates by reference, etc., etc. At several of the places where I've rented property, I've suffered trespass from Peter and her agents. When they entered onto the property without permission, committed harm against the property and myself to terrorize me, and in fact, it caused significant alarm, fear, and caused damage to the property that required cleanup and repair. Yeah, not relevant to me, because I wasn't involved in any of that. In fact, I know there's speculation that all of that was kind of you, just trying to look good in court. Is that true? I don't know. But I know that there was speculation about it, and I honestly, having talked to you, more than I would have ever liked to. I wouldn't put it past you. Personal opinion. Anyway. On August 8th, 2022, my van was stolen from my driveway. Asshole members on Discord have taken credit for stealing said vehicle, claiming they stole it. And didn't you get that recovered? And it wasn't any of them? And they said that as a joke? So how did any of us do that? How is that trespass? I mean, you might be able to say that's emotional distress. Maybe. Big maybe, but that's not a trespass. Abe Froman is Blue Bacon. How dare you? Sorry, chat. All right. On August 19th, 2022, a video where Peter published the findings of the Denver Metro Police Department on my stolen van. She published the address where I was staying in Denver on her Discord. Oh, was it public information? Gosh darn. It's weird. Soon after, Peter and or an agent left a bag of dog feces in a car to the front door. I'm pretty sure it wasn't dog feces. I'm pretty sure it was chocolate. Didn't you say that it was chocolate? Or was that just chocolate on the door handle? Which one was it? Because if you're still, I mean, you put this into your Massachusetts case. And I feel like I remember you seeing that it was incorrect, that whatever you had said was not actually an accurate retelling of the statement. So why hasn't it changed here? Are you still lying even though you know it's wrong? Or am I wrong? Questions to be asked. I'm sure that will come up in the lawsuit if we get that far. I went to open the storm door, which had a lever-type doorknob. When I pushed it down, the lever came off the security door. Under my fingers, I felt a gooey brown substance. I immediately dropped the lever. It fell down next to the bag of dog feces on my welcome mat. Next, my dog ran up and began licking up the brown, gooey substance. I yelled for him to stop. I smelled my hand. It was chocolate. I looked around. The handmade card on the door read, Kate almost wins. See Exhibit 2. Yeah, so that doesn't mean that she was in any way involved in that. Or that you didn't just do it yourself. I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying you have to prove that she was involved. Just saying that it happened is probably not good enough. Just gonna need more than that, my personal opinion. On October 25th, 2022, I was staying at a friend's house. My friend checked the mail and found a threatening letter in his mailbox. The letter stated, Dear Jose de Castro, I'm requesting you retract any and all lawsuits for a certain individual. If you proceed with the lawsuit, I will be forced and will post your current address and location. Sir, these little games you play have gone so far, and you will be dealt with accordingly. You can run and hide, but we can find you anywhere, anytime. Sorry, I had to scroll. Where was I? Yes, it wasn't hard to locate the address you are currently at, so tell Peter G. Hi. Who's... Oh, is Peter G the friend? Oh, okay. Address. Correct address, my location redacted. So here are the terms. Retract all lawsuits and take down your YouTube channel and find a different profession because you suck as a constitutional law scholar. Signed, we don't stop. Question, exclamation, anyway. I digress. Allegedly. So I'll say. That allegedly happened. And you still had to prove that Kate was involved in some way. Just because someone who watches her channel thought it would be funny does not mean that she asked them to do it. Or encouraged them to do it. Or that I was in any way involved. This is supposed to be about me too, right? It says all defendants. This applies to all of us. How does this apply to me? Because if you're going to suggest that I was involved, you're going to have to provide evidence. Is important. You have to have evidence, folks. It's shocking. Maybe we can go over like the civil rules procedure on how all that. Or no, the jury instructions on that. But we have to get through this first. There's a lot to get through, and I'm just rambling. Man. While visiting a friend in New Hampshire and Boston in late August, still not California. So weird. Early September 2022, Catherine Peter and or her masshole members left a handful of balloons and a large handmade sign that read Kate's Tea Party that were left at my friend's residence and attached to the old school mailbox. I don't know why that's relevant, but okay. The location of the 450-acre estate deep in the countryside of New Hampshire really tells you something if you're able to be found in that kind of environment, almost like maybe you were broadcasting your location a little too much. Is that what happened? I don't know. But do I know that that is often the case? Yes. So weird. Oh, Aaron Scott, thanks so much, says he better be able to produce the original letter. I know, right? Good luck with that. John Coyote, thanks so much for being a member for 11 months. Says, man, I'm sorry you got to deal with this. Protect your brain cells and drink some water, please. Oh, I will. Afterwards. 99 red balloons. What is it in German? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Distractions. All right. This wasn't a small endeavor. Took at least one full day to accomplish, and likely 2 people to erect the gifts. Good choice of words. Left behind. How Catherine Peter knew my location beyond incredible and would have required massive surveillance or even a tracking device placed on my auto. Well, good luck proving any of that. Because generally, here's the thing, bud. First of all, you had to prove she was involved in any way. Second, and just saying that, like, it said Kate on it, doesn't mean she did anything. Someone could be like, Blue Bacon said that I should send you a pipe bomb. Doesn't mean I told anyone to don't send people pipe bombs. Because someone said it was for me doesn't mean that's true. It's ridiculous to think that. I digress. I explained. I saw that. I'm not going to say it. I saw it. Lit laws. Fake ones. Thank you so much. Says everyone gets a lawsuit. Anyway. Where was I? During that same trip to visit her friend, Peter Stockton marked my location for her troll mafia to then target me at that location. Brazenly, Peter took a picture of herself sitting outside the apartment's lobby where I was temporarily residing. Words are hard. Peter then posted the picture on her YouTube community page that included over 30,000 masshole members, marking my location for further attacks. Did she actually call for the attacks, though? You're probably going to want to be able to prove that. This is the reason DeCastro fled to the New Hampshire estate, only to be stalked and marked by Peter and her troll mafia again. DeCastro immediately left the estate and the East Coast after Peter had marked his location yet again. You're going to have to prove a lot of that. Just sitting in a lobby doesn't mean much. There's still dots you have to connect. You're getting closer, but there's still dots you got to connect. Fourth cause of action for harassment and civil conspiracy. It's also against all defendants, so I should be included in this. Let's see if anything applies, because so far, I don't think anything really has. So, plaintiff incorporates, etc., etc., etc. Peter made her first YouTube video harassing me. Okay, I am not related to that. Over 1 hour long. Video said I was running a grift in a scheme. That was a schmuck. Oh, I've said he was running a grift. A bunch. I think I could back that up. Absolutely. And a soft sit schmuck from YouTube. Hey, so there's a thing called freedom of speech and hyperbole. And just because you said it doesn't mean that, like, oh yeah, no, that guy's a soft. Like it was confirmed officially on YouTube. No, so I mean, you said a lot of similar things, not necessarily those exact same words, but you certainly insulted people. Every time you insulted a person, can they file a lawsuit against you? Probably not. Ooh, you're opening up some dangerous doors for yourself, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, though. What do I know about all of this? All right. Next on the video, Peter visits the product store on my website, degrading, disparaging my product offerings, including calling a t-shirt I sell a shishy Microsoft Word font type t-shirt. Yeah, so that's an opinion. You're allowed to have those. Wow. It's shocking how that works. I love this, though, which is not true. It's not a Microsoft Word font type t-shirt. That's not good. No. Yeah, so that's an opinion, buddy. Okay? I know some people struggle with opinion versus fact. It's an opinion. Okay? We'll get you there. It's fine. She continued to state, quote, I'm going to recreate a shish poster. I'm going to sell them for $48. It'll be no profit whatsoever. It'll be exactly what it costs to print on Vistaprint. Well, okay, so if she found out how much it would cost on Vistaprint to print that, and that's an accurate statement, okay, fine. Then how is that defamatory in any way? What's the problem here? Now, if she actually did it, you could say, well, that's my intellectual property. Although not all of it is. I know you definitely don't have permission to have all of the people on that poster that you have on that poster. So if you're going to claim things like using my publicity, you're doing that with other people. That actually should be looked into. Don't let me forget that, folks. Because if you can claim the right to publicity, I'm going to need to check in to see if dead people have that same right. Because that's an actual product he's selling. And from what I'm told, he does not have permission to have some of those faces on there. I'll have to check, though. Don't let me forget that. That feels important. Maybe. Things to think about in the future. Let's keep going. All right, painting me in a negative light by purporting that the market for the products on my online store is a scam, grifter, con. No, I think the scam, grifter, con is that the items in your store had verifiably false information. You were trying to profit off of feeding that misinformation to people, pretending that it was not misinformation. That, in my opinion, is your grift. You are lying to people. You know what you're saying. By this point, you should know what you're saying is wrong after the corrections that were made. But you're still trying to convince people otherwise. What you're saying is, here's the deal. No, I will call it a grift. Shelley, you're saying you're a constitutional law scholar of 20 years. And despite statements that contradict that in podcasts from a few years ago that I'm sure you never thought we would find, it was not difficult. I did a lot of digging when this all started. And I sort of went, this man's too, well, I won't say insane. I don't actually think you're insane. But like, I can't keep covering this guy forever because I will lose my sanity. I will have no time if I cover everything he's gotten wrong. Something I've already said on this stream. But, oh boy, how far into this rabbit hole do I want to go ramble-wise? it's just, look, you're going to tell people you're an expert and then tell them things are absolutely wrong. It makes it very clear you're not an expert and you're just lying. One of those things is a lie. Either you're intentionally lying about being an expert, or you are an expert, you're intentionally putting out false information. That's the grift. What I would consider a grift. Is that the legal definition of grift? I don't know. Consider it hyperbole. Okay, we're going to be throwing that one around a lot, I think. Oh, where was I? These are statements she makes in the camera to her 30,000 troll mafia members as she is fraudulently representing my product line. Several other of Peter's agents speaking during the video make various defamatory claims about me. Yeah, so people are allowed to have opinions. Shocking how that works. We already discussed that. Moving on. Although the first video that Peter made was about plaintiff, who is not a public figure. Oh, he stated in the past that he is a public figure. He say he's running for office. I'm pretty sure he's used those words. Could be wrong. He said, I'm running for office. He has a YouTube channel. And sorry, I just saw what's coming in the future. Oh boy. He has a YouTube channel, public YouTube channel. He said that he's a Hollywood actor and he's running for public office. That's a public figure. Pretty sure that's a public figure. If I'm a public figure, then he is definitely a public figure. Am I a public figure? I would err on the side of caution and say yes. Not that I necessarily want to be, because legally I have fewer protections when it comes to defamation against me. Yeah. But I think it would be very easy to prove that, no, he is a public figure based on a lot of things. Many of it, in part, him making himself a public figure. Well, so crazy how that works. Oh, boy. Where was I? Where am I? Okay, there it is. Although the first video, not a public figure, a limited public figure, the video soon turned to directly harassing me by being directed at me. Were people sending it to you? Was she sending it to you? Was she, like, sending you messages? Just don't watch the video. Let's see. See the titles later videos. It's like, sorry, Chili, another one of your failures with more to follow. Well, if you failed, that's multiple times, then that would be another failure. That just seems like the truth. Peter published the video that said, among other things, because you are a quarter of a man. Okay, an opinion, you're allowed to have them. In her video, what to do if you get doxxed. Chili's a quarter of a man. Sure, okay. A video that she made after federal court judge Allison T. Burroughs ordered, among other things, defendants are ordered not to engage in any threatening, harassing, illegal, or otherwise inappropriate behavior while engaging with each other. Yeah, that wasn't engaging with you. That was publishing. She's not engaging with you. I'm pretty sure you tried to file in court saying that this was bad, and then the judge was like, can you guys just be adults? I'm pretty sure I remember that happening. Could be wrong. Something worth, I mean, that's for Kate to deal with. That. I mean, I might look it up too, just because, but good God. Motion for contempt against Peter is currently pending in that court. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Currently pending. Oh, boy. Oh, that was the one where he said he was filing it because she would have to respond. It would cost her money. Not a good look. Oh, no. Peter's made 70 videos totaling over 170 hours of content about plaintiffs. These videos did serious alarm. That's Exhibit 3, by the way. Did seriously alarm and annoy me and did cause me substantial emotional distress and financial loss. Okay, well, if the financial loss because you made poor choices and people are talking about them, that's on you. Just don't watch the videos. Block her channel so that it doesn't show up. Ta-da! I've solved the problem for you when it comes to that emotional distress. So weird. So we have 420. We're going to blaze that.
Careful, Icarus.
I'm going to blaze that into home. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway, back to the lawsuit. On May 3rd, 2022, Peter agents called my phone approximately 100 times while I was recording a video that I was broadcasting live to my audience just to troll me. I don't know that that's true. I hope you can prove it. I was doing a live fundraiser for a Native American woman that had been illegally arrested. Okay, allegedly illegally arrested. She tried to say that an entire Native American tribe was not legitimate. A very large one. In a fairly laughable lawsuit. And what she's filing now, in my opinion, fairly laughable. What she's filing now is not much better. Oh, boy. Cindy, he does have an IMDb page. That's absolutely true. Kind of almost like, I also have an IMDb page. Let's be fair. For something I did in college. A little bit of work. A little bit of work. No, I did some music for a film. It was not good music. It was the first film I ever wrote any music for. But I did get to do a bunch more and got kind of good at it. I say kind of good. I enjoy it. Regardless. Yeah. personally, I believe I'm going to agree with Pegleg here. I think that arrest was perfectly legal. We'll see in court, but she's not doing so hot, last I checked. Anyway. Peter and agent. A little too many S's there. Ooh, let me just scroll so you can see it. Too many S's. They're snakes. That's what he's trying to infer. Oh, I'm just a joke. We're watching my live stream and determined that when it would be best to harass me. For example, when I needed to use my phone, they called the phone approximately 100 times. You can see this in my video titled Deborah's Story. Fake law versus real law. Did you turn your phone off? Now, obviously, that's not good. They shouldn't be doing that. And that probably should have been reported to the police. But also turn your phone off. Not the best solution. But you still have to prove it. Anyway. Oh, delete funds says Merb's covering this. I hope he is. Look, let me just stretch my legs a little bit. Just organizing a little. I don't care. I think Merb's opinions need a little work, but his coverage of like how stuff is filed has always appeared pretty solid to me. Now, I'm doing this not knowing all the details of how California court systems work, but I know how investigations work and the things that you have to prove in investigations. I understand that civil cases have a lower burden of proof. But there is still a burden of proof, and there are jury instructions that explain what that is, and I don't think he's meeting it. But anyway, let's keep going. Where's my foot pedal? Oh no, I'm caught in some wires. I got too many wires. It's fine. Oh, nope. Oh, there we go. Don't mind me. I thought of the people left a message, ask her to stop contacting me. Oh, I remember something about that. And I don't remember him ever being able to prove that it was legitimate. I could be wrong. I pay a lot less attention to him than he thinks I do. It's fine. Peter also hired a man that I know only as Todd Lyon that attempted to befriend me and then betray me. Where am I? There we are. Oop. Todd and I talked several times by email, text, telephone, even video chat. Eventually, Mr. Lyon admitted that he'd been paid $1,000 to attempt to get close to me and then sabotage me. Mr. Lyon has prepared affidavits testing these facts, while I, personally, can't wait to see them. That sounds fun. I had nothing to do with that. I vaguely remember something about that. Nothing to do with me, though. If he can prove otherwise, I encourage him to. Peter and her agents have repeatedly emailed, cyberstalked, stalked, harassed, and trespassed on my residence. Again, I get that you're claiming these things. And maybe you can prove that these things did happen. But I don't think you're doing much proving that it was Kate. Or that they did it, that Kate ordered them to, or instructed them to. And maybe you're setting it up to be like, all right, I need discovery on Discord to prove it. But personally, I wouldn't really feel terribly comfortable moving forward with the case unless I knew that it did in fact exist. And maybe it does in fact exist, and he does know. But at that point, if I knew it existed, I'd probably want to get the testimony of the person who was making that claim. Okay. People are using harass my dog. Charlie defends refused honoring harassment, cease requests or cease demands. Yeah, so sending emails to someone saying, I demand you cease, isn't necessarily something they have to follow. Certainly a request to cease. A cease and desist, that's a recommendation. No. Anyway. There are additional events that discovery will reveal and proof by that trial. Well, okay, good, if we get that far. Masshole members work together to harass me for clout. The organization constitutes clear conspiracy. The defendants work together in agreement to commit these wrongful acts, something that I don't believe he has proved yet, even though he keeps claiming it. Weird. Create the cause of action for stalking, cyber-stalking, civil conspiracy. Isn't that kind of what he already addressed? But it does cover all defendants, so I should be included, despite having not been included yet. Weird. Plaintiff and card rights by reference, paragraphs. Although the Discord was originally created on October of 2019 and gained more users when Peter advertised it on her YouTube channel. Yes, shocking how telling people about a thing makes people aware of that thing. On May 5th, 2022, she specifically advertised that on the Discord they would establish a Chili Watch page. This was to both stream my copyright videos so that Chili won't get the YouTube views and to track him like an endangered great white shark. Okay, maybe you can say it reduced revenue by, improperly streaming. That feels like something that he should probably address. That might be like other than the GHB thing, which is questionable. If they're actually doing that, that feels like a pretty good way of saying it cost me revenue. Oh. You stop that. Stomp it. Stomp. No. Okay, sorry. That's true, Judy. No apple juice tonight, but heads. I put on some torture cuffs. Or I put on some torture cuffs. Up to the winner. Oh. Let me just leave those right there for you. Okay. Or right there. Yeah, where's my little pile? Little pile. He sure is suing YouTube. And that, I can't wait to watch that from a distance. Anyway. All right. Both streams. Peter also uses Wicker group chat in order to track and coordinate harassment and stalking of me. I don't even know what Wicker is. So, not relevant to me. Further Masshole members have written. Also, I've never actually seen anyone stream any of his content. I've been in the Chili Watch thing. Because sometimes I had questions. I'd be like, hey, large group of people. Does someone remember when he said this? Very useful. I'm sort of popping in and out when I needed to actually get evidence so I can make sure I was saying things as correctly as possible. So it's almost like that's a good thing. I don't remember anything about that there. Anyway. Further Masshole members have written to the Discord account and directly contacted me via email that they have planted an Apple AirTag commercial tracking device in on my vehicle, which made sense to me because they have consistently found my exact location even today as I write this complaint. Yeah, so people sometimes say things, that doesn't mean it's true. Corpus selecti, right? The body of the crime. Just because someone confessed to a crime doesn't mean a crime has actually taken place. You have to be able to prove that the crime took place. If you're going to use someone's confession, well, I say that. If you're going to convict someone, there has to be actual evidence. I believe just a mere testimony or sworn statement is not enough. I digress. So you prove it. You got to prove it. Peter and several of our Masshole members have written stated aloud on Peter's videos. They're actively tracking me like an endangered great white shark. Yeah, you said that a few times. Or extinct megalodon. I have not seen that one before, I don't think. As of February 3rd, 2023, while live streaming a video titled "The Cameras, What Makes You Powerful," Masshole members posted my exact location in the live chat. Masshole members, is it because that you showed exactly where you were? I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. I'm just asking questions. Don't answer it. There's a protection order against you. This is not none of this is an invitation for you to actually answer, Chili. At no point. Okay. I ended the live stream to ensure my location was safe. I informed my friend that someone has created his exact name as a YouTube username. Someone's drifting their car near me. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, they do that sometimes. It's fine. They're just going to hurt somebody. Whatever. No, I'm not going to end the stream and go shake my fists angrily from my porch. It's fine. All right. You asked me to leave. It's talking about peanut. Nobody feels comfortable when a troll mafia publicly doxes, there we are, your exact location because of meaning concern for safety. Peter cannot fully control the 30,000 plus Masshole troll mafia members' actions. She stated this clearly several times in the past, but she has given the authority to act to harass me. You're going to have to prove that too, I bet. Obvious malicious intentions exist to cause me and my loved ones fear and panic, which does in fact cause the fear and panic. Pretty sure she said not to do that. Am I remembering wrong? Or is that just me who said that? Because I know I said that. I said that a lot. Don't harass the guy. Don't do it. That's not a joke. I'm dead serious. Do not. This is not a bit. Do not harass the man. Or else, just don't. I've been stalking and harassing my residents in New Hampshire, Boston, New Mexico, Colorado, Nevada, and California. Oh, that's so weird. Only one of those is in California, the place that he said all of this was. Whoops. Oh, no. I suffer from vandalism. My van was stolen, like by Peter and or her agents. Likely is not good enough, buddy. It's got to be it was stolen by her, and here's the proof. Could be wrong about that. Maybe my burden of proof is higher than yours. But I'm pretty sure the court's burden of proof is higher than yours, too. That's so weird. Masshole troll mafia members in Discord are taking credit for the stealing of my van, saying that it's underwater and will never be found. Again, we've already talked about that. Just because they say something doesn't mean it's true. Also, wasn't it recovered not underwater? Am I wrong? I thought it was recovered. I could be misremembering that. If it was recovered and it wasn't underwater, then obviously none of that could be true, right? Oh, no. Andre. Hey, thanks for the Canadian. Hey. Oh, wait, no. You be French-Canadian, right? Are you? To be a Quebecois accent. I did do a terrible French accent in the beginning. And as we all know, Quebec French is terrible French. So, and the French accent that is terrible. Should be, wait, can I combine that with a, up there? It is I, a French person up here in the north. Qu'est-ce que c'est le baguette, eh? God, that was...
Siri, tell me this is $20.
I hate
so, winking face.
All right. We'll pause for some super chats. Thank you so much. Tell me how bad that Canadian French accent was. All right. Griff Kai, thanks so much. Says, question, does this meet the standard of being a slap lawsuit? And can the California slap law be used? Oh, spoilers. We're definitely looking into that. I certainly don't have anything already written up to throw in there into the mix at some point. No, that'd be ridiculous. Johnny718 Bravo, thank you so much. Says, happy Tuesday, Blue Bacon. Happy Tuesday to all of you. You're breathtaking. It's true. That one's for you, Johnny. Paul, thank you so much. Says, Chili said in court that he's a national figure. There you go. That's almost like a public figure, is it not? It's so weird. Dr. Nimrod, thank you so much. Says, bums away. Get me some bowl towels, Icarus.
Careful, Icarus.
Oh, it's terrible. Sorry. Warren Gamercy, thank you so much. That's a good vid. Enjoyed it. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying things. All right. There's a coin flip, though. Ooh, here's my coin. All right. Susie says, pretty bad. But Dark Messenger says, from Canada myself, loved it. But was it terrible? Oh, okay. So it's not. Hitchbot says that's probably the closest to offensive I've ever heard from you. Oh, what is that? You don't like my accent, eh? Oh. Notre maison, c'est un très belle maison. Avec two chats dans le jardin. La vie d'hiver est très difficile, eh? God, I don't know how to combine those two. I hate every moment of that. Saying it, listening to it, all of that's awful. Wow. Shay2, thank you for giving membership. Getting a membership right now is because Shay2 is incredibly generous. Thank you so much. That is a tails. You know what? We're going to give you one, Shay, just in case. It's what the people want is... Oh, I got to flip it. Oh, no, it's a heads. I did that one for you. Hold on. All right. Shay, is it going to be the silver handcuffs? I'm buying some time because it's about to bloop, bloop, bloop. Forever. The black ones or the silver ones? Tama, thanks. It's Taya, right? We've had this discussion, or is it Thea? I usually just call you Tama, so I avoid it, but I made the mistake of not doing that. It says, keep up the most awesome work you do. You give us not only entertainment, but where's our heart? Losing brain cells, not from you, from this lawsuit. You give us not only entertainment, but some very good information from a person whose name I am already, Bing Bing, Sirius, and Luna. Luna. All right, Shay says black. Oh, all right. Next coin flip. If it's heads, these go in the back. Hey, look. We can incorporate the handcuffs more often. Oh no, come on. Come on. We can add the silver pair too. Why not? It's a party. It's a Tuesday. Tuesdays are for handcuffs or something. Torture cuffs cost extra in Los Angeles. Maybe that's his problem. What someone claimed, and I never found evidence of this, but multiple people claimed, again, probably very, very possibly not true, that he worked as a stripper temporarily. That one surprised me. Like, he has, in his, prime, been in very good shape. He probably would have profited off of that, I presume. I don't know. I'm not going to hold it against him. I've had the idea of, like, if I ever got really buff, doing that but then I was like, no, that is not for me. I know everyone wants me to. Not everyone, but enough of you that's concerning. I don't think I'd be very good at it. Be ridiculous too much. Uh-oh. That'll work. But yeah, maybe, I mean, do we think that maybe he was just like, oh, they keep asking for the torture cuffs and I hate them. Some wrist shackles, smithing hammer, and anvil, and go old-fashioned. Yeah! No party? What are you talking about? This is a party. Look at this. See? It's a party. It's a prison party. Yeah, something. Probably a bad thing. Yeah, how can you say it's not a party when you have that going on? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Anyway. No touching. You can't hold it against me. All right. Where was I? Okay. Nope, that's the wrong foot pedal. Hi. Not bad. In the Discord, there is a page called Chili Watch where my location is constantly and consistently, or has been constantly and consistently tracked. And Peter and Massel agents have used that information to cause damage, intimidate, and instill fear into me. Then don't go there. Unless they're coordinating an attack, which should be very provable. If you can prove it, if it happened. I'm in stock since June 2022, nonstop, and it's still going on today, right now. Well, you keep broadcasting exactly where you are, because I personally consider you a dangerous person who has it out to get me, as you very clearly established. I think it's appropriate for me to know where you are, and so I'm certainly not upset about it. I assume other people feel very similarly, based on your actions, communications to other people. So, I mean, that's definitely, you're going to make that argument going to come out in court. Not a good look for you. Anyway. Look, folks, if you want me to wear furry handcuffs, I'm not saying I'm going to do it often. I do have, I should be in the description, a P.O. box. Just make them blue, if you would. Don't make them green, because they'll do weird things to the green screen. I'm just saying, it could happen. It's part of the vibe. There's a word I'm looking for. It'll come to me. It probably won't. She'll use it in this lawsuit at some point. Yeah. So if I set a cuff requirement, ooh, I could do that. Will I? Maybe. Could I? Yes. Get a little tiny pair. They have those. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I don't want to move on because it's so close. Now scratch my back. Check this out. Whoop-ah! It's scratched. No, not aesthetic. Brand. That's what I'm looking for. It's part of my brand. I like that you both said aesthetic, though, because yes. I mean, technically, yes. Fire pennies at him with a slingshot. No. At me? Well, no. I mean, no. Anyway, where was I? It does not matter what I'm doing, where I'm going, or who I'm with. Next, he'll go after TMZ for knowing where celebrities are. As hyperbole, as a joke. If I'm live streaming while filling my car up with gas fuel from Catherine Peters' Troll Mafia, start calling the gas station attendant at that gas station. I think it's happened once, maybe? I don't know if it's happened multiple times. It's real, and this entire scenario is on video that will be available at trial. Great. The host accommodations where I stay when I'm traveling the country are contacted by telephone, email, and messages through Airbnb. Masshole members will then warn the people who are providing my Airbnb. Let me make sure I'm on the right place. Did you know that Castro is a dangerous man who carries guns and is wanted by the police in multiple states, which isn't true? Well, you're wanted by police in at least one state. And you said yourself that you carry a gun. I think it was a revolver, right? I don't know if you still have it. I know you did have it. And if that goes against the policies of Airbnb, well, that's kind of on you. You're violating the policy. If you're going to say, they've been verified incorrectly, if I've been verified policy, but then you're like, they correctly pointed out that I violated policies, assuming that you have, in fact, violated policies. It feels wrong to be mad about that, considering isn't that what you are doing? Oh, no, you want people held accountable with your transparency police or whatever, but not you. Never you. You can't be held accountable. That would be ridiculous. Ridiculous. On July 29, 2022, I was attending an MMA gym in Denver, Colorado. Charity event fighter promoter, I and a former police officer were putting together the charity event. This isn't the one he ran from, right? Because that would have been Colorado. I don't remember this one very well. We donated to St. Jude's Hospital. We sold almost 1,000 tickets for the event, which I took seriously. Then I moved to Denver to join my good friend's MMA training center called 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. On this day, July 29th, 2022, the owner of the gym, my 20-year-long friend, sent me a text message issuing me a refund, simply stating, "I'm sorry, Chili, I can't get the Google ratings down like this. I'm being harassed like you don't even understand. I just can't. I'm sorry." The harassment, said gym owner, continued for several months even after I left. Yeah, that would be a problem. But I wasn't involved in that in any way. Kate wasn't involved. I don't believe Skeptic was involved in any way. I don't know what to tell you, man. If you can prove our involvement, fine. But I sincerely doubt you'll be able to. Oh, it's Thea. Okay, my bad. Sorry, Thea. And I'm going to get it wrong again. We're going to have this conversation repeatedly. But I remember. It's not that I don't remember you. It's I don't remember the final adjudication of the pronunciation of your... I barely remember how to pronounce my own name. You guys have seen it. It's rough. It's rough. And also Brazos says, Brazos. This case has just gone in an interesting direction, or whatever the quote is. You probably know what I'm saying. Yes, I believe as a fugitive, he's not allowed to have a firearm if he's crossing state lines. That is my personal interpretation of that case law, not the case law, that statute. I believe I have it correct. But, crossing state lines with a firearm as a fugitive is generally a bad thing. So, yeah, anyway. Who's drunk? Not me. Where's Chili drunk? Found the blue cuffs. Kate admitted driving like a maniac to get to the parade. Okay, then charge her with reckless endangerment or something for driving like that, if you have evidence. I mean, I'm not saying that Kate shouldn't be charged with something. It's just that if you're going to make these claims, you have to back them up with something. There has to be evidence. Driving like a maniac is not evidence of assault, right? It's kind of weird how that works. That's not driving quickly. It's not stalking. He filmed himself in a public location that was identifiable. That's not stalking. Is TMZ stalking people when they like, oh, this celebrity's at the Oscars, I'll just wait outside? No, it's not. It's weird. Now, if one of you is in fact Chili, I recommend not communicating with me because that would violate the protection order, which is in place. I confirmed today with the court. So I'm not saying you are, but I sure hope you're not. Anyway, yeah, no private cause of action for Kate driving like a maniac. If there's no injured party, as people like to say, don't mind me, stretch my leg. Okay, well, I mean, there's nothing actionable based on the actual circumstances of the event. Now, if her driving like a maniac actually caused harm in some way, then yeah, very possibly. But it didn't. Her being present at the event would be where the harm may have been caused. Her getting to that event, probably not. So, comments today. Ooh, spicy. Okay, VG, and I've driven quickly within the legal limit to get to a movie, so I didn't miss it. Am I harassing that movie? No, because that's not how that works. Okay. I'm glad. Pegleg, I mean, you seem to have a... I'm not going to ask Pegleg to do my work for me. I see. Oh, is Mason Ilario talking about Chili? Yeah, he's not much of a beard, huh? It's crazy how that works. I think we might need to do a little bit of cleaning up in the chat here. Mostly because I suspect one of you might be Chili, and I wouldn't want anyone to be violating a protection order. That would be bad. So, who's it going to be? Now, if anyone has evidence that any of these accounts are in fact Chili, feel free to screenshot them and then provide them to me with the evidence that the stock account is in fact Chili. Feel free. Because I'll definitely address that with local police. Why does Platoon Hard Drive hate me so much? Because he's a sad man who has nothing else going for him. That's a joke. That's hyperbole. Because I proved him wrong, and he got mad about it. Peg Leg Finance says, "Oh, she traveled to a public parade, the horror, and then Josh invited her to join them as they walked. Oh, yeah, it's so crazy how that sort of nullifies a lot of the arguments that Chili is making." I'm Spartacus. All right, let's keep going on. You guys are great. Where was I? There's a lot to get through. All right, approximately August 1st. Again, none of this has anything to do with me yet. I'm still waiting for it. Approximately August 1st, 2022, after being a member of Airbnb, I was unceremoniously and immediately kicked out of my Airbnb in Denver, Colorado. Isn't that already something he said? Airbnb would not reveal the reason why. Okay, so you don't know why. Great, good for you. I've rented 100 locations from Airbnb since 2010 as an ad executive in NYC. As an ad executive in NYC. Oh my goodness. I don't know if that's true. Keith Newing doesn't work that way, but I appreciate the attempt. Just like it doesn't count when people are like, yeah, your van's in the bottom of the ocean, we put it there. Like, it doesn't count unless you can prove it. All right. Airbnb says you've been assessed to be a risk factor. Wow, it's almost like you were a risk factor. That's fairly provable. You are to immediately pack your belongings and leave the Airbnb. The host has canceled your month-long reservation. Oh, did you do the wrong thing and consequences sort of caught up to you? I would hazard a guess that yes. Chat. Please stand by for a phone call from the Airbnb safety and security team. Oh, on that phone call, I was told the Airbnb had been alerted that I armed and dangerous. Oh, you mean they asked if you carried a gun that you say that you carry? What a shock. Are you carrying a gun? Is there a gun in the Airbnb? Where's that? That would be here. Of course not. Even though, of course, he's shown him, transporting a gun around. Makes you wonder where that gun is if it's not in the Airbnb. Kind of weird. Kind of odd. Ah, yes. However, a man named Sean O'Day, who goes by the name Irish Demon on YouTube, is also a dues-paying member of Masshole. Where are people paying dues? You guys know you don't have to. Is it like a members thing? It's fine. Previously, he had posted on his LinkedIn page that he works as a customer service for Airbnb for over 6 years. Okay, well, that doesn't prove anything, but cool. It is plaintiff's intention to subpoena Airbnb to find out exactly what happened on August 1st, 2022. Mr. DeCastro has never been asked to leave. He just keeps switching between Mr. DeCastro and plaintiff. He says, like, oh, Kate Peter, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, Catherine Peter. Like, just say Peter. You identified as Peter. That's what the parentheses are for. Constitutional law scholar, my left ankle. The good Victorian kind. Mr. Castro has never been asked to leave any rental property from Airbnb. It's maintained a perfect 5-star rating on the application since 2010. And threatening a lawsuit, Airbnb restored permissions to use my account in December of 2022, but I haven't seen the documents yet that caused a suspension. Well, good luck with that. I like that you're using it in a lawsuit despite not having it. Very strange. Also not in California, Ireland. I appreciate you pointing that out, mechanics, because that's a good point. Ryan M says we pay dues under duress and coercion. Does Masshole give tax receipts for the dues? Now there's a question. I wouldn't know. I've never paid. Not to my knowledge. Who have I put a super chat at? I don't know if I've ever done a super chat to her. Well, I don't think so. Pretty sure. Team Skeptic, I believe I have. That's probably when he had the shot collar on. That's a good motivation. I'm pretty sure I've done it with, I've donated to Artie's Corporate Fiction, maybe. Mostly for my own amusement. Let's see. Something said that the van was indeed stolen. Okay, whatever, who cares? Because she has to be, you're a public figure, so it has to be like a malicious statement. It's that she knows to probably be false. Let's see. False report that my van was repossessed simply to further harm my reputation, further harass me. This even after she had obtained the Denver police report that my van was indeed stolen. Denver police would later arrest and charge a woman for stealing my van. Okay, so you're accusing her members of stealing the van, and a woman's arrested, and you can't prove that that person was a member. Like, that's the point where you should say, oh, yes, and the person arrested was a member of the Discord. If she was, but it sounds like maybe you don't know that she was, because she probably wasn't. My guess. And then I believe the reason she said it was stolen was because, or it was repossessed, was because the case was closed very quickly. And it was speculated that it was closed very quickly because it was a repossession. Like, it was closed really quickly. And despite it having been closed, Chili was still staying like, oh, I don't have it. Well, if they're closing the case within however long it was, surely they have the car back. And yet Chili was not indicating that the car was recovered in any way that I remember. So it seemed like maybe he was trying to cover up that it was repossessed. And I don't think that's an unreasonable assumption to make, but I don't know if it was ever stated as a fact, other than as opposed to a strong possibility. So it's kind of shocking how this works. On October 6, 2022, while me and my roommate were walking home from the market in Santa Monica, California, while maybe 50 yards from my permanent residence, a man pulled up to us in a vehicle with 4 lights, placed, yelled, "I see you, Chili! I know where you live." $8 wins, and then quickly drove away. This caused great alarm and fear in my roommate and myself. We went through weeks of infighting because roommate feared for his autistic son's safety. It's beyond reasonable for Master Troll Mafia members to show up at my house and threaten me, my roommate, and my safety. I don't know that that's a threat. You're just identifying, saying where someone's that you know where someone lives is a threat. So you threaten me. So you're confirming you threatened me. Now I get to bring that up in the lawsuit. Thank you for putting that there, you foolish man. Foolish man. Did the Denver police recover Chili's shotgun? Daryl, I don't actually remember if they did. Weird. Yeah, so if just being like, I know where you live is a threat. Hey, didn't he repeatedly do that to me? Wow. Setting yourself up for a problem. I think so much. Says, see a thief sometimes? Sometimes, yes. This week, maybe. I am in the middle of, it is shockingly busy in my life. Not necessarily in a bad way. A lot of cool things coming up, but it's kept me away from all of this. So now I, mostly just Friday streams, but we're going to have to make that happen because obviously, yes. Excuse me. Allergies. Where was I? Anyway, my mother, immediate and extended family members, as well as dozens of my small town friends in Alaska, have received many harassing phone calls. Graduated 62 young men in 1992, and he was second from the bottom. His own admission. Most of them have been contacted by Master Troll Mafia members. So there's this thing that some people do when they're putting together a story is they contact people so they can have the most relevant and accurate information. Perhaps that was the reason why they received phone calls. That would be a pretty good defense, just saying. I was not a participant in that. This has nothing to do with me, despite being named as a defendant for this. I'm still waiting my turn on what's relevant to this guy. All right. My roommate, David Connens, received harassment, trespass, and vandalism, allegedly. Previous investors, colleagues, and coworkers have received both calls questioning who I am and also warning that I have become a danger to them and they should stay away from me. I mean, that kind of sounds like a correct statement. My personal opinion, I kind of feel like maybe your investors stopped investing because of all your shenanigans. For example, being a fugitive from justice who crosses state lines with a firearm, allegedly. Anyway, and then Team Skeptics continuously emailing me, often multiple emails a day. Okay, well, the thing that Chili does, my God, if you see how he emails, it's rough. I've actually shared some of his emails. Escalated to warnings of violence and then to actual threats of violence, including references to felony criminal record to make them more credible. Okay, well, if you can prove that, great, do it. Paratini has been sending me harassing emails forged to look like they're from a court 2 to 3 times a day since at least November 2022. That is provably false. No, so that's me. When he engaged in the court's of action, that resulted in my petition for protection order. Judge approved it. For a hearing and said, all right, serve him. So I paid a process server, 2 process servers to try to intercept him while he's moving around the country. Very difficult. And I went to the court and said, as per statutory requirement, I have made 2 attempts at personal service with a process server. I'm now requesting electronic service. I said, great, yep, approved. So then I had someone send him the protection order paperwork for the hearing because I'm not allowed to do it. Should I take note? And it was a very officially worded email with court documents as approved by the court. And then he didn't show up. And then that protection order was approved. And then I had to serve him again with the final approved order. Guess how I did that? I made a few attempts at personal service, actually. And he said, if you keep trying to serve me, I'm going to sue you. So I went to the court and I said, we've made a few attempts to serve him. Can we have permission to do electronic service? They said, yes. And we did the exact same thing we did the first time. We sent him a series of emails over a strict period of time, twice a day, to 4 of his known emails. So he's actually getting 8 emails a day. I think this the final approved ones was between February 6th and February 10th. For the protection order, it was between whatever the dates for appearance to the hearing was. That's not since November 2022. That is for a specific period of time because it was authorized by a judge and it was the appropriate legal course of action. Just because it's official looking doesn't mean it's forged to look like they're from a court. The paperwork attached in the email was in fact from a court because it was a court-approved protection order. It's shocking how that works. Almost like you lost that one, bud. And then he said, I'm going to sue you if you keep trying to do this. And now you're suing me for doing it. That's not going to look good in court, is it? That gets you one of those. It's kind of dumb. Kind of dumb. I tell you what, real dumb. Keith Newton, I don't see why not. BG says he called him 2 times. I believe it was because he asked me to call him. Yes? Is that not in fact what happened? Pretty sure he had asked me to contact him. Or he had scheduled something for us and then didn't show up, and so I tried to make contact with him. I don't remember what you're talking about. I remember I have called him. I remember he asked me to call him. Are you talking about like early days? Before all of this had happened? Which one is it? Yes is not. Which one is it? I'll wait. It's fine. Copy that, Susie. She sent me a message. He said some mean things on the second call. Oh, the one that he asked me to. Did I say anything that wasn't true? And am I allowed to have an opinion? Yes. He asked me to call him. He can hang up at any time, and he did. And then I believe he pretended that I was the one who hung up, when in reality that wasn't true. Ooh. Whoops. Well, that's kind of awkward, isn't it? It's almost like you're wrong about that. So weird. Did I call him in Colombia? I don't know. So mean words are bad. So every mean word that Chili has said is bad. Got it. Thank you, VG, for saying that. I really appreciate. Well, implying it, inferring it. I don't know. Thank you. Wasn't exactly difficult. Did I say he would be arrested at the airport? No, I don't believe I did say that. I think you're confused. Did I say that he could be arrested? I mean, that's a possibility. Did someone ask me if he might be arrested? That's certainly probable. And I probably gave an opinion on whether or not that was a possibility. Did I say he would? I'm pretty sure I didn't. Super awkward and weird. I can wait. I'll give you one more. Give you one more. So his nephew is in the chat. Which one is that, Paul? Is that our boy Matt? Is Matt DeCastro here? Oh, and I tasked about your MP friends too. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean, VG. What does that mean? Look, thinking VG is chilly and proving VG is chilly, two very different things. However, if he continues with this court case, what I could do is say, hey, here's where he's lived. Here's like, hey, YouTube, can you, because YouTube doesn't like him. So I feel like they'd be pretty cooperative. I could say, I'm not saying I will, but I could say, hey, YouTube, can you tell me what all the IP addresses associated with this account are, and if there are any other channels that have been associated with those IP addresses? And then guess what? That's all your sock accounts, if you have them, Chili. Don't answer that. For your own benefit, don't answer that. So, I would be very careful, because there are a lot of things that I'm very interested in attempting to acquire through the discovery process. So I hope you're doing the right thing. If you're not, ooh, there's a chance I'll find out. And because there's a protection order against you, protecting me, some of those wrong things are felonies. And wouldn't you hate to have a felony on your record? I remember you were very, very adamant that you don't have any felonies. In fact, I believe you said that only felonies count when you're talking about criminal records, which is not true. But it'd sure be bad if you had one. So, I'll leave you with this, if you don't mind.
Careful ignorance.
Shall we move on? BG says, so wrong, so off. That's a mirror, bud. I'm over here. Oh, it's too easy. Oh, yeah, because he was acting a fool in the airport? Was that it? Yeah, I probably would have said he could get arrested acting a fool in an airport. I don't remember saying that he was going to. BG says, I'm just recalling those lives. Well, I believe you're recalling them incorrectly. So better luck next time. Kind of embarrassing, but live the life you want to live. And I'll live the life I want to live. And if the life I want to live is calling out people who are straight up wrong, well, gosh, why wouldn't I? Am I right? Come on. Moving on. Let's get back into it. That was a fun little break. All right. I've had dog poop off my porch. Yeah, he keeps bringing, I guess it's fine. All right. The dog poop is relative to the foregoing. It feared my safety, blah, blah, blah. There are additional events that discovery will reveal and proof will be provided at trial because he doesn't have it yet. He can't prove a lot of this, apparently. Captain Peter will stalk, harass, and assault any person who plaintiff the caster recognizes or associates with from August 27th until September 11th, 2022. Captain Peter tracked, stalked, and harassed Zane Kane. Didn't he try and fail to prove that? That's so weird. Now, VG, I'm not saying you're against me. But don't believe you're correct. I'm sorry if I'm being a little at people. I do apologize. It's just this. If you catch what I'm saying. Cynthia Mara, thanks so much. This is more exciting than the game of who's got the button. Who does have the button? Good question. Paul Berry, also, I don't know if I thanked you for the super chat for the nephew thing. But I digress. Checking. All right. And let's see. Mr. King was fired from his job. Lost both of his residences. That's a bold claim, but it's not relevant to me, so we move on. January 27, 2022, I recognize a YouTuber, Reagan Benson. And then defendant Peter made a video about Reagan Benson titled The Reagan Benson Denver Metro Audits Mystery. Yeah, so sometimes if you associate with people, listen, so there was, I believe, a lawyer that Chili associated with briefly who was just like bonkers. And I wouldn't have known about this lawyer except that Chili associated with him because I was paying attention to what Chili was doing at the time. I noticed this lawyer because of Chili's actions. I looked into this lawyer, and there was some stuff worth addressing. So it's not that we're harassing and stalking people just because they're associates. It's just that sometimes he associates with some very interesting characters. Very interesting characters that are worth addressing as individuals. Also, Steven says, can you say it was dog? If it actually wasn't, I would say that would be a bad idea. I remember he said the thing on the door handle was chocolate. I don't remember if the bag was. Yeah, a lawyer. No, the guy was a lawyer. It was, I forget who it was, but I was not impressed by anything he was doing. Oh boy, it was a thing. He has some interesting lawsuits. All right, 6 cause for action, assault. Okay, I'm not relevant to that. Incorporates by reference, etc. October 14th, the member of Master Patrol Mafia. No, only Dan Clement. All right, that's not relevant to me. Clement had been in a fight. Restraining order had been placed on him, so he's aware of the repercussions of them. Want to use this tactic to cause me to lose my firearm. I hope you can prove that. Did I arm with bear spray? Something happened. I actually don't know much about this incident. I wasn't involved in this incident, so we're gonna move on. It's just because it's been over 2 hours. I'm struggling. It was not Bobby Law. No, it was like Ice King or something. Not Ice Blade. It was something. Oh boy, I don't remember what it was. Blizzard King, maybe. Yeah, and this is him describing. Clement ran away, quite literally crying, "Please don't hurt me. Please don't beat me up. I'm sorry." Okay. Well, am I named in this? Yeah. Against all defendants. Why am I relevant to this? 7th cause of action for economic interference. Ooh, now here we go. This might be in the downtown LA thing. I actually don't know. I never paid attention to that one. Plaintiff incorporates blah, 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 blah. On May 2nd, 2022, Peter contacted David Condon, an accredited investor who had previously invested in my company. Condon had invested approximately $100,000 in my ventures through the years. Well, that sounds like his misfortune. And he and I had formed a close friendship. Condon told me that Peter wanted to interview him about my previous tech venture, and I believe she did. Yeah, Condon agreed on May 3rd, 2022. The two talked at length on the phone. During the conversation, Peter did her best to paint me in a negative light. Condon's prepared an affidavit and will testify at trial. Oh, no. He'll say, yes, she didn't like the man. I presume. Ooh. Shocking. Did she say things that were true that you didn't like? Well, I'm sorry if they're true, buddy. Maybe don't do those things. Crazy. Oh. All right. Peter called Condon dozens of times, sent approximately 100 text messages. Mr. Condon's an accredited investor in 65. Didn't you already say that? Okay. Just rough writing. 65-year-old man, the messages and people on the phone only said one thing, and I assume he means text messages, but text messages said the same thing. That message was, Kate always wins. Well, if you have proof, you have proof. Peter knew of the agreement between Condon and I. Peter intended to cause breach of contract and did, in fact, harm the business relationship. Almost like the business relationship was harmed by your own actions, Chili. Almost like that's what happened. And then someone pointed it out and went, oh, I didn't realize. It's almost like that's what's occurring. Do I know for a fact? No. Well, that's the defense I might attempt to prepare. Let's see. Although Condon's prepared an affidavit, Peter's conduct was a substantial factor in Condon not investing any further in my projects. Oh, that's so weird. It says against all defendants, but that's nothing to do with me. 8th cause of action for right to publicity torts. Now, this should be something to do with me. Not that I've actually done this, but I assume he could make an argument that almost makes sense. Plaintiff incorporates by reference, etc. Defendants have used my likeness to advertise most of their YouTube videos about me. Most is incorrect, so it can't be talking about me, right? Because most of my YouTube videos were not about him. If you go back and compare how many I've made versus how many I've made about him, I'm pretty sure he does not make up 50% or more. So, the defendants gaining commercial benefit, a financial benefit, because their following, as well as my following, are looking for content about me and using the images to find the content, which earned advertising revenue for defendants. Yeah, I earned advertising revenue from making videos about Chili. Here's the thing. Fair use is a hell of a bitch, dude. Because it was fair use. You are a newsworthy topic. You are a public figure. And the stuff that is talked about in regards to you on my channel is in the public interest. That's why it gets the views it gets. Or got. I stopped covering you when you started threatening my life. Allegedly. No, you actually did threaten my life. Well, you implied it. The judge has ruled on that. So, that's pretty newsworthy. But I'm not going to suggest that I did not make money off of videos about you, but I will state for a fact that those videos were not in violation of the law. Weird. I was harmed by not having the ad revenue for myself by the videos containing negative content about me, and because I was a trained actor, I charge fees and I've been paid for my likeness. Yeah, just because you charge fees for your likeness does not mean you can't be the subject of a news story, for example. That's not how that works. In fact, if you bring up a statute on this, I'm pretty sure there's an exemption for newsworthy and public interest topics. Pretty sure. So you charging a fee for an appearance, that's up to you if you decide to appear. If you don't decide to appear, that doesn't matter. And you can say that people are using your content without permission, but there are circumstances where they don't need permission. For example, fair use, which is how I used it. People were actually upset on some of my live stream because I flipped back and forth from your videos more than they would have liked. That was to keep it within fair use. Well, not that it needed it, but it sure helped. Presumably. I think it's more defensible that way. Because if it's a commentary, my expressions commentary, it's like, boom, commentary on something. It expresses that I disagree. So not how that works. And just because the videos contain negative content, well, the things I said were factual, to the best of my knowledge. And so if the facts paint you in a negative light, perhaps that's something that you should change in how you interact with the world. Let me put it this way. If the public disagrees with who you are as a person, what you do amongst the public, perhaps the public is right. Is that such a crazy thought? I bet there's something in some philosophical, legal, whatever that you like to cite that says something very similar. Pretty sure there is, from Locke or from whoever. You know what I'm talking about. So I should study with Logan Salmon about dog poo instead of chili talks. I don't know what that means. I will probably decline, though. Count Lackland. Oh, Lackland. Good old Lackland. Anyway, let's see. Anyway, yeah, so none of that makes sense. I have a very good defense for that. Also, anti-slap. So, weird. Let's see. I was harmed by not having the ad revenue. Blah, 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 blah. As a direct result, I suffered financial loss, momentum to grow my brand, humiliation, embarrassment, mental stress, economic harm. It's so funny he says this because I can prove, and I have this all documented, that his channel views and subscribers have gone up. When I was, before I made content about him, he was getting something like 10,000 views over a set period, like a month maybe. Afterwards, he was getting hundreds of thousands of views, if I remember correctly. It's a pretty dramatic jump. So for him to say, it hurt me, it hurt my ad revenue, you get more views. I'm not saying it's because of me. I'm not saying that at all. But I can say that you get more views. That's a trackable thing. You get more views now than before anyone covered you, as far as what is outlined in this lawsuit. So either you're buying views, which someone actually suggested they had evidence of. I'm not saying either way. Or you're not actually harmed. Now you could say, well, I lost revenue, like YouTube took away my revenue. But isn't that a manual review? If you're doing the wrong thing, surely that's your fault. Just some thoughts. Something I definitely would personally have brought up in court to defend my position on this. Weird, I know. Chili's online site was offline for several months. I mean, if he can tie that to any single person, I encourage him to address it with that single person. But he'll have to prove what his financial records were before and after. Say, this is what I was making before. This is how much I lost. Because if no one's buying the product anyway, it's going to be a little bit harder to prove that you really lost anything, especially if you compare it to what was being purchased afterwards. You got to be able to share that exact number. So, prayer for relief. Here we go. This is the good bits. Also, keep in mind, none of this is actually relevant to me, except maybe using his content without his permission, despite the fact I do not need to use his content. Also, California jurisdiction does apply to me, as he has outlined in his statement, and for reasons he hasn't outlined. He said it all happened in California. I am not in California. He knows this. And he knew it when he issued threats against me. So, weird. That's so crazy. Anyway, prayer for relief. Point of prayer of judgments. Okay, so this is for each of them. Enter an injunction for any and all appropriate injunctive relief, including but not limited to issuing a retraction substantially as conspicuous a manner as the original defamatory statements were published and broadcast, and removing the defamatory information from all places where it is currently published online. Yeah, so again, defamatory means generally not true. The stuff I've said is true. So I will not have to enter or create any retraction, issue any retraction. If you can prove what I said is wrong, was intentionally wrong, fantastic. Hold me accountable, but I'm pretty sure you can't. Let's see. Declaration that the defamatory statements are untrue. Pretty sure you kind of already said that. An injunction prohibiting defendant from repeating such defamatory statements. Yeah, well, that makes sense. If it's already been proven false, it wouldn't, you could, it's still defamatory. You can say it again. You don't need a judge to prohibit that. That's weird. You would just refile and say, they're still doing it. Mom, they're still doing it. That's what you would do. Not that you shouldn't. I'm sorry. Saying that as mom, like, oh, I'm going to complain, is wrong. You should use the legal system appropriately. I just don't think he's using it appropriately. Declare a judge and decree defense violated the relevant provisions of the California Civil Code. Yeah, you still have to prove that, though. Order defense pays $750 to plaintiff for his right to publicity violation pursuant to Civil Code 3344 Alpha. Oh, this one I do know. 3344 Alpha is about your right to your publicity. And only $750 in total? Okay. But there is a part of California Civil Code 3344 Alpha that I think is Alpha, maybe it's Bravo, that says, yeah, this doesn't apply to newsworthy or public interest topics. So that's not going to apply. Not to me, anyway. Let's see. Order defense to pay $500 to license my likeness for each use, customary to my sitting rate. No, because I don't have to license your likeness if it's fair use. Weird. Order defense to pay revenue earned for unlicensed use of my likeness according to proof. Yeah. No. Again, has to be something that I'm not allowed to do. I'm allowed to use your likeness like this. So, no. Order defense pay $50,000 of damages and lost income for defamation. You still have to prove that none of it was true. So, no. Order defense pay $100,000 plaintiff for damages for interference with economic relations. No. If you did the thing and then that thing was just broadcast to the world by you, and then other people go, hey, have you seen this? The people that go, hey, have you seen this? Are only pointing out what you've done to yourself. Sorry. Probably not going to hold up by any means. Order defense to pay $250,000 for special future damages from the defamation. No. See, you gotta prove that I think there has to be something where you prove that kind of damage was done or will have been done, that you can't recover something. You're going to have to actually establish why those numbers. Pretty confident. I'll have to look more into it. This is my first reading. Let's see. Order defense to pay any. Also, this is per person. He has 30-something people listed. That's $250,000 per person. No. Award exemplary damages and $86,000 in punitive damages pursuant to the requirements of Civil Code Section 3294. I don't even know what that is. Award plaintiff attorney's fee and cost of suit. Well, you don't have an attorney's fee because you are your attorney. Can you request your time be paid based on a value that you assert that your time has? If that's the case, if I'm representing myself, I'm in charge on my $100,000 per minute. Sovereign citizen it up. Just show up. Just file in court an Uno reverse card. And a draw 4 wild card. That's a great way to be held in contempt, maybe. I don't actually know. Look, his signature. Okay. Let's see. Award plaintiff's attorney fee. Yep. Order defense to pay interest at the legal rate on such damages as appropriate, including pre- and post-judgment interest. You gotta get those awarded first. But grant any further relief that this court deems just proper. He's just throwing things at the wall, hoping it sticks. But that is all of it. Also some exhibits, but none of these exhibits have anything to do with me. So the only thing he actually has is maybe I've used stuff without his permission. Which is true. I've used stuff without his permission. Although he has said multiple times in the past, I don't care if people make videos about me. I don't care if they use my videos. I'm pretty sure we have those statements. I will be hunting those statements down. And it will be that easy to be like, no, I had permission. Sorry. And also I didn't need permission. So if we even get that far, because I can probably just be like, yeah, can you get rid of me in this? Because, hey, check this out. Your jurisdiction doesn't apply because I'm not in California. Good call, Logan. 120,000 per minute. It's either with a 16-minute hour for accounting. I appreciate that. But yeah, that's the lawsuit. 2.5 hours. Oh, good God. All of it's nonsense. He made a mistake pulling me into this because I am a very motivated individual. And he knows this. One of the reasons he is mad at me because of my motivation to do research and find the facts. I'm not the one out there harassing him. But he might be harassing me. If that's the case, he might have another state he's not allowed to go into. Not without, a warrant. But if it is a felony, it might be extraditable. Interesting. Pegleg, that's a very good point. Homeowners insurance might pay for an attorney to defend me. I might look into that because I do, in fact, own my home. Because I work hard every day. Not every day. Not every day. No. But I do all right. I've made good choices in life. I've tried. It's led me to all of you wonderful people, and so I can't really be too upset about it, can I? So, you guys, I really appreciate you guys being here, listening to this nonsense of me just going through this and going, well, excuse me? Because I would have just read this by myself, but at least we get to talk about it together. And good times. And Struggle Soldier says, how can you economically interrupt a business venture that does not exist, i.e. the transparency app? Is that what he's talking about? That never got off the ground, did it? That just doesn't even... Oh, boy. Yeah, so me seeing this does not mean I've been served this. He still has to give me extra paperwork. I said that at the beginning of the stream for him. I wouldn't want him to get confused and miss out on doing things properly. Something that he has in the past habit. I can prove it too. He has a habit of not doing things properly. But Kermit sings, he works hard for his money. Kermit's resting. But yeah, so that's Tuesday stream. There's a weird Tuesday stream. Let me see if I missed anything. Excuse me. Sorry, Jesse Raphael Glasses Warehouse. Thank you so much. Says, we heard you were talking about our mascot, Billy. Tonight only, we are offering a special discount with code TortureCubs. Oh, boy. Delete Fun says, now I have to see what the SOB Mermat is saying. Look, he probably has some very good insight in this. This is mostly me just going, that doesn't feel right. But do I know? I'm not a California attorney. He is. He probably has some great information about this. It's just his speculation is often, in my opinion, from what I've seen, a little bit wishy-washy. It's legal opinions. I've not been terribly impressed with. But Cyan Rose says Kate still hasn't been legally served. Me neither. We're still waiting. He said I was, but still waiting. Killed Kermit out of jealousy. Good God, no. Yeah, so I'm not saying I'm a better lawyer than he is. But I think all things equal, when it comes to our skill and knowledge, which I don't believe it is, but let's assume it is, I think I'm in a much better position legally. Oh, boy. So, I'll see you guys later, I'm sure. Hopefully Friday. Friday's St. Patrick's Day. That's exciting stuff. I don't know what I'll do. Let me know what we want for St. Patrick's Day. What kind of stream? You know what? I'll wait a minute. What kind of St. Patrick themed stuff should we get into? Vegas does have some great buffets. You're not wrong. Except for, all right, and this was over a decade ago. Excalibur. Not terribly impressed. What's the pyramid one? Luxor. Luxor had a pretty decent buffet. Not the fanciest buffet, but a pretty solid sort of middle choice. It's not like you don't want something too low, and you don't necessarily want something too high, because you're like, what is caviar? Maybe, I don't know. But it's a nice middle ground. And Luxor generally has some really good prices. It's not necessarily close to everything. If you want close to everything, Caesar's Palace. It's not a terrible choice. I never stayed at Caesar's Palace. I don't know what the whole atmosphere is like for staying there, but I've definitely been in there. It's a good stories. Welsh News Network, thank you so much for being a member. Hello to you too. I should banish snakes for St. Patrick's Day stream. Oh, yes. Drop Kick Murphy song by Kermit. Absolutely. Definitely remind me. I don't know what Shamrock Racing is. Me and Green. That might be tricky because I'll show you. Because of that. Although I could do it with, I mean, that would make sense. I could just not have my green screen up. Or something replacing the green screen. That would work. I feel good about that. Thank you, Chaz. Chaz Matez. Bally's has an awesome buffet. Oh, I've never stayed in Bally's. I think I've walked through Bally's. Anyone know if the buffet at the Venetian's any good? I didn't read it. Judy, wait, no. What I miss? Oh, yeah, not combine the torture cuts with furries. Then we'll be onto something. Oh, okay. Now listen, I'm on kink shame, but that might be a little too much for little old me. How to make green beer? It's easy. You put food coloring in beer. Maybe I'll just do shots of Lucky Charms. Oh, that would be fun. I have a confession to make, folks. I eat my Lucky Charms without milk. I prefer my cereal dry. And it's been rough. And it's definitely something that I've had to work through my entire life. But I'm trying to get better. The heart wants what the heart wants. And my heart wants dry cereal. And if we can find a better bit of acting that Chili's ever done, you let me know. How to say? No, there's some cereals actually. Like Life cereal, I think is better with milk. But yeah, like the super sugary ones, I see like it's candy, or I would if I still ate them. Welsh News Network, thanks so much. Does Chili sue me already? I stream me every day. I want my lawsuit already. No, that's you, not me. It's coming from you. But fair. Soggy cereal is gross. There's a very fine, like, this is the perfect, but like getting it. Oh, shredded wheat has a very good texture if you get it perfect. You get it wrong in either direction, rough. Very rough. Go St. Patrick's Day past. I'll have to check that. Judy. I know. I said it was a confession I had to make. Captain Crunch needs milk? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, it will mess up your mouth. I can understand where you're coming from. But no. Oh, boy. I mean, okay, if oatmeal's a cereal, not dry oatmeal, that'd be weird. A dark messenger, right? Yeah, don't tell me because I don't buy them. I also know where I can get the marshmallows, and I try to avoid it. The ghost of what was it? Ghost of St. Patrick's Day past. I will check that out. God, you guys. All right, folks. I'm gonna get going. Wonderful to have you here. Thank you for being a part of all of this. Hold on. Scott, that's a fair question, but no. Also, Andre the Alien, thank you so much. Remember, Chili's a failed Power Ranger. He did, in fact, yes, he almost was a Power Ranger. That didn't work out. Mini shredded wheats with the icing snack on. Yeah, the frosted mini wheats. Those are good for snacking. Just nibbling slowly. Anyway, oh no, Welsh, no apple juice today. Remind me next time to remember that donation. I'll do a free coin flip for it. Judy, you'll remember. You're usually here. No, it was handcuffs today. I mean, I'll slap them on. It won't count for anything. I'll slap them on. Just go.
No apple juice today?
Vanilla ice cream. Vanilla ice cream and Captain Crunch. Incredible combination. So good. But yes, folks, remind me, do a coin flip for Welsh on Friday for free. Just one. I know Judy likes to pretend that there's more than there actually are. Maybe. Irish look for Friday. I could probably throw something green together. And with that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, you've been wonderful, as always, most of you. You know. So until the next time, be good, stay safe.